Oh yeah, I want to see Sneako debate. I still haven't seen Sneako debate yet.
There is nothing more stupid than a goy sitting here defending a state that allowed Epstein.
You're right. I should
rape,
defend Muslims.
to
You're
rape
right.
children. No, no, don't deflect now. Don't
Oh.
deflect
Oh,
now.
the guy that deflected to Epstein doesn't want to deflect to his pedophile prophet. Wow, call me. I'm so shocked. I am so shocked. He deflected to Epstein when nobody brought up Epstein. But the second I brought up Islam, he's like, no, please don't deflect.
We can talk about that.
Muhammad's Aisha was 4 to 5 years
no.
younger.
Exactly.
4 to 5 years younger than Epstein's youngest victim, and they're both equally disgusting.
Are you not going to click this link? You wanted this link before. I couldn't source it, and I'm sourcing it.
Let me read it real quick. Robert Maxwell threatened Mossad. Oh, it says he threatened Mossad. He would expose all he had done for them to the Kremlin. Huh. To the Kremlin, that's interesting. Wait, are you going to ignore that part? And to the corridors of power throughout Europe. Oh, it's not just Russia, also European powers. Okay, interesting. Giving powers to Russia and Europe. This is really debunking you. Let's keep going.
What is the subject line?
They tolerated his excess. Hold on, let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. This is great.
We started with 1948, and I'm very glad we started.
Why did we start with 48? When did the war start? You said 48?
Yes.
In 1936, when they targeted and slaughtered 510 Jews during the Third Jaffa riots. What was the reason for that if it didn't start till 48, Sneako?
We're talking about this land, these people.
It was literally, I'm talking about the exact same land.
What up?
How are you?
Good. So you got the 3 flags up.
Yeah. America, Israel, and Iran.
How come?
Yes, yeah.
Who I support. Served the military for about 12 years in the American military. And I'm not Jewish, but I support Israel. I'm not Iranian. I support Iran.
Facts.
Is that a Palestine necklace?
It's an Israeli necklace.
Okay.
It has the Golan Heights, right? You don't think that Palestine controls the Golan Heights?
Oh, well, let me ask you, why do you support Israel if you're not Jewish?
You don't have to be. What?
Why would I have to be?
Are you Palestinian?
Why would I have to be Jewish to support Israel, gang? What the fuck? I'm not Jewish, nigga. What the fuck is this dude talking about? Why do one have to be Jewish to support fucking Israel? Is retarded as fuck, bro. Holy shit, gang. We just started, bro. The video just started. This is like 5 seconds into the debate.
Palestinian?
It's a simple question.
Right, and I'm answering by asking you, are you Palestinian?
No.
Do you support Palestine?
The same thing.
I want them to be freed.
Okay, so you support them.
Same
Why?
thing.
You just answered your own question. Good job.
Yeah, but you didn't answer my question.
It's the
I'm
same
answering
exact
why,
answer.
because they should be freed. No. I support Palestine because they're being genocided and they need to be freed from this genocide. And they are
Genocided where? Genocided where? Once again, I'm gonna say this shit like the millionth time. A genocide does not take that long to do, brother. It doesn't take 40 or it's longer than that. It doesn't take hundreds of years to genocide somebody, like a group of people. And then on top of that, what kind of genocide works backwards where there's more population than when it started? Like, what the fuck, bro? These people's that retarded? Like, you don't know how a genocide works, gang? There's more people from Palestine there on today than there is before, gang. What the fuck is he talking about?
Others, and they are good people.
Right, and you
So
didn't.
that's a clear. I gave you clear evidences. I
Right.
gave you clear examples why I support Palestine. Why do you support Israel?
Right, so that's not what you originally asked. That's your new question. Your original question is, why do I do it if I'm not Jewish?
That
So
was
if your new
original.
question is, why do I support Israel, period, right? My answer is that I think they should be freed from terrorism and terroristic state and IRGC proxy group. Doesn't mean I particularly dislike any
Why?
Arabs
Agree.
living in the
Okay,
land.
but
I
why,
agree.
so
Okay.
why do you support? Do you support them because terrorists are attacking them?
Yes.
No, there's many reasons. I'm just trying to simplify
I-
the answer. Just
I
for a
say
vague
'cause of
question,
that.
I'm giving a vague answer. Obviously, we can expand. There's more to it. I also don't believe it's a genocide because it doesn't meet the definition of Genocide Convention of 48 that was ratified in 51.
Exactly.
Doesn't meet the
You've
Dole
seen Gaza
Specialis.
today, and have you seen it 2023, right? They're cutting off the food supply, cutting off the water supply.
They got more people
They have
than-
kept on shooting after the ceasefire. They've made it clear they want to expand to Greater Israel. They want to ethnically cleanse them, destroy
Who's
the
they?
land. It's been completely destroyed. The Jewish Zionists controlling Israel.
All of them, or some of them, 10% of them, 100% of them? I know some people have said that, of course. There's people that are allowed to agree with that. There's some people that want America to expand too, and there's some people that disagree with it, but that wouldn't mean I would attribute that to Donald Trump or the administration. But before we You kind of labeled a huge list.
You're going
hot dog?
everywhere. Okay, but okay.
You went
So
everywhere. That's my
Israel-
point. I'm trying to bring us back. You just labeled a whole thing. I'm trying to go back to the genocide claim.
I didn't even mention Trump, and you went over to Trump. I want to go back to the original question. So
So you don't want to talk about genocide?
I do want to get there, but I have to figure out what you believe in. I don't know who you are, and I don't know why you're supporting Israel.
Okay, fair enough. Go back.
Why are you upset?
I'm literally not upset. I said fair enough. Go back.
Okay. So why do you support a state that was created in 1948 by Jews to support the greater Jewish cause, and you are not Jewish? What are you? What do you believe in?
Like my religion, or I'm Italian and Spanish mostly. I mean, my dad's from Mexico. I'm just I'm not Jewish. I'm American. I don't know what you're asking. Like,
okay, well, what's your faith? Did you grow up Catholic? Spanish, Italian is probably Catholic. Right?
I'm a cradle Catholic, but I'm not a Catholic anymore. I do believe in God, but I'm not particularly a religious person. At least like a practice religion. I do believe in God for sure. But I believe in the seven laws of Noah. I'm not Jewish. I'm not really Christian anymore. I was a cradle Catholic, and I did believe that for a little bit, but I kind of left the church as I started having questions.
So you just believe in God and God alone?
That's correct. I have read the Christian Bible. I've read the Quran twice. I've read over about 20,000 hadiths.
Too much.
I've read the Hebrew Bible, the Tanakh, the Torah, whatever. But yeah, just not any of those three faiths. So you're against organized religion? No, I'm not against it per se. I guess it depends on how that organized religion plays out. But I don't like harp on anyone if they're part of an organized religion. That's fine. And you said you read 20,000 hadith? 15 to 20,000. Read all of Sahih al-Bukhari, which is about 7,500 hadiths. I've read all of Sahih Muslim, and I've read some of the ones beyond that. Right. Google's saying it's around like 2,000 to 7,000 but wait, maybe you're reading Shia your ones own? Well. No, that's okay. First off, aren't you Muslim?
He's a fake Muslim. Sneako is what you call an attention whore. He's like the Tranmans out there, the Tranmans. He's looking for attention. So right now he's a Muslim, but give it like 2-3 more years, 4 more years, he's gonna be something else. Watch.
Yeah, again, hadith, there's Sahih al-Bukhari specifically reliable. Sahih al-Bukhari has 7,500 hadiths by itself, dude. How do you not know this? Again, there are different clarifications on how many hadith you could believe and how many are specifically reliable. There's different interpretations. Sahih al-Bukhari is reliable. It's Sahih, which means authentic. Do you know what Sahih means? Yes. Look, the point is that there's different schools of thought and different people believe in different amounts of hadith. Correct. This is the first time I've heard someone say 20,000. Dude, well, first off, I don't know what you Googled, but Sunni hadith, Sahih al-Bukhari is Sunni, okay? Sahih al-Bukhari by itself, before you even get into Sahih Muslim, is 7,500. What did you Google exactly? How many hadiths are there? I'm going to Google that just to see what mine says. How many total hadiths are there? Yeah, so what I got is it estimates range from tens of thousands to over 100,000, as you can know. It's not focusing, but or over a million actually. It says tens of thousands to over a million. So I don't know what you read. Total hadith. It depends. Again, it's debated about how many specific hadiths are. Okay, but how many no one in the world would say there's only 2,000 or whatever you said. I wasn't refuting you. If you're coming here to do this like gotcha moment, I was asking because this is the first time I've heard somebody say that they've read that many or that there were that many. Most of the people that I've spoken to say they're around 7,000. Bro, I promise you it wasn't to be a gotcha. I just never heard a Muslim say that. But yeah, I know a lot of people have read way more than me. But sure, I mean, they're not that long. Anyways, whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is that I'm not Christian or Muslim. Okay, let's go back to the original question. Sure. So, do you believe that that land, which is the Zionist belief, was promised to them 3,000 years ago? What do you mean by that land? So, like Genesis 15, for example, says from the Euphrates River to the River of Egypt, which some people say is the Nile River, but that's actually not correct. It's actually the Al-Wadi area, which is in the Sinai. But if you go into the book of like Joshua, Numbers, it actually is smaller the borders are actually smaller. So it just depends on what you mean by that land. Yes, I do believe God literally said that, but I don't generally need to use religious beliefs to defend my position with Israel. We can talk about religion, but I don't particularly
But if you
use
don't
it.
believe in religion, then why do you believe this aspect of religion?
I do believe in the word of God. I'm just saying organized religion. Like, for example, the Catholic Church I left, not because I was against certain things in the Bible, it's because of organized religion. And when I say I'm against it, again, I'm not saying other people, I like condemn them for it. That's fine. I'm just saying me personally. But yes, I believe in the words of
Okay,
God.
so you believe in the Word of God, but you don't believe in organized religion. But in the Word of God, it clarifies organized religion
Where?
all over. Like the
Okay.
Torah saying that the people, it comes from the tribe, that
I'm not
your
from
mother
that,
is
so that's
Jewish.
not to me.
But you're using that. You're
No,
using that as an
that's
example
okay. So if
of
you
what you
read, you're
believe.
talking about like Deuteronomy and Leviticus. What it says is to the Hebrews. ... I'm not part of that. So you're correct. It does say that, but that wouldn't apply to me.
So you believe that they're right, but you're not part. You don't. I'm trying to figure out. So you agree and disagree with them?
No, you're just oh, wow. Okay. What I'm saying is that was laws given to the Hebrews and their descendants, the children of Israel, or if you're Muslim, they say Bani Israel. I'm not part of that.
Are they correct? Are they correct?
Is what correct? Do I believe God said that to them?
Are they correct in believing that that land was promised them 3,000 years ago?
I do believe God promised that to Abraham, and that covenant went through Isaac and Jacob. That is true. But again, I want to make it very clear because I know you're trying to like pivot to this. I can defend my
I'm just trying to get
position
an
of
understanding.
Israel. I
I
got
don't
you.
know. I want to figure out why. So I'm asking you very, important questions
My
to
defense of
find out what you
Israel,
believe in.
my defense of Israel can come absent of religion. I do not need to bring up religion to defend Israel. Like if
Okay,
you're asking, do
so
I
you
only
believe that
defend it because I think it's God's promise? That's not the answer.
Okay, so then 1948, the land was sold from the British to the Rothschild family, and it started the formation of Israel. Do you agree? Do you believe that that was right?
No, first off, the letter to Rothschild was in 1917, not 48. The 48
I didn't say
part.
the letter. I said it was purchased. I said it was. That's when the transaction went through.
No, actually, the partition 181 alone was in 1947, November 29th, 1947. So
Okay.
again, that's just not right.
All right. Okay.
I don't know why you're laughing. It's
1947,
just
and
not
then
right. No, that was the
it started
partition
in.
plan.
All right. Okay. It started in 1948, correct? That's when Israel started to move, and that's when the land finally the transaction went through officially.
No, when they started to move, the first major aliyah was in 1881. Okay, so no, it wouldn't have started in 48. If you're asking when they declared its establishment, May 14th, 1948, if that's what you're asking,
That's what
then
I'm
that
talking
would...
about.
Okay,
Yes.
well, that's
So
just not what you
that's
said.
when the declaration was, and that's when it was official. That's when it went through. That's the important part of this conversation.
Okay,
right?
yes. If you're asking when they established...
Understand, you've done a lot of research on these dates and things. Are you here stream sniping to debate me?
I would love to debate you. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
No. But is this the purpose of this? You were trying to find me?
I was literally just on Omi TV, and I skipped the last person I was talking to who pointed a gun at me, and he had like a swastika, and then I was like, I'd like to talk to you, and then he skipped, and then I connected with you, literally.
Okay. So was this correct? Because afterwards there was a genocide that was reported called the Nakba, the expulsion of the Palestinians there.
That was a genocide
correct?
too?
Right. So, yes, it's been a continuous genocide, but that's a major event in the ongoing genocide since 1948. Do you agree of that expulsion? So there was purchased, the land was purchased by the Rothschilds.
Okay, so no, I don't agree that it was
started.
Yeah, I don't agree that was a genocide. Genocide is defined specifically, the second to last page of the Genocide Convention says cultural destruction does not suffice, nor does simply dispersing a group of people. Those can be violations of the Rome Statute, but that is not the same thing as genocide. It wouldn't meet the dolus specialis of genocide.
What do you consider to be the definition of genocide?
Doesn't matter what I consider, it's just the definition. So I would go with the 1948 convention that was ratified in 51. And if you look that up, you will see the definition, but you also see the definition of dolus specialis, what that means, the hierarchy of international law from just Kogan's norms, right, all the way down to Article 107, and then before that, or under that would be the mix between customary international law and treaty law.
Okay, well, on Google it's saying, coined by Raphael Lemkin in 1944, there's a recognized crime under international law involving acts like killing, causing severe harm, or preventing births within the targeted group. Genocide is the deliberate
I
and
guess every war in
systematic
history has been
destruction
a genocide by that definition.
in whole and part of an ethnic, racial, religious, or national group. So the land was purchased, and then
Are you using
thousands of
Google instead
people
of like legal terminology?
right? This term was coined in 1944.
That's
It was a
correct.
crime
Yeah.
under international law. So this is a legal term.
Right,
So
and
I
the
am following a
UN
legal term.
convention was in 1948. So you're correct. 44
Right, so
was
4 years
before 48.
before, by the definition under international law. So again, if you don't like Google definition, this is the international law definition.
Oh, you are
So
reading. Okay,
how
my
is
bad.
Okay, I accept your apology. Is this not genocide by this definition?
No.
How come?
So am I answering about the Nakba or am I answering post October 7th? Because you brought up both.
Nakba.
Okay, so the Nakba, do you believe that they had an intent to wipe out a group in whole or in part of a protected status? Because I'm pretty sure the Nakba is defined by the Palestinians, especially post 1964 political movement, right? With the PLO. When you look at the Nakba, it's talking about 750,000 that were displaced. 2/3 of them never actually even crossed international borders, which is what's required of as a refugee, unless you're a Palestinian. They made up a new definition for them. Hold on, almost done.
Okay.
Just one more sentence.
So what do you,
And so you're saying that displacement, even if you counted all that, you're counting that as genocide. That's not what genocide is.
so they were just displacing people, killing them, and kicking out of their homes. Not
Yeah,
genocide.
That's not genocide now.
Okay. Should you kill, displace, and kick them out of their homes because it was purchased by the Rothschilds? Is that morally right?
That's not what I'm saying at all, because that's also not accurate.
I'm not saying that's what you're saying. I'm asking you. So what do you think happened after 1948?
Sure. So in November 29th, 1947, a minute after the partition plan vote, there was actually the leader of the Arab Committee at the United Nations 4 days before that said that we will fight to the last Arab to prevent any Jewish state ever, right? And then a minute after the partition plan vote, they started attacking just Jews. You can't say Israel because Israel didn't even exist
Too much
yet
touchy,
for another
no.
about 6 months, right? So they started attacking Jews. There was 10 different Arab factions that attacked Jews in 1948 after the establishment of Israel. So I would call it a war that they lost. 70,000 Jews were displaced in the first week of the war alone. Many of them killed, and many of them never got to return to their homes because Jordan ended up annexing illegally what they call the West Bank. Would you say that was a genocide if we're just pretending killing and displacement equals genocide now? I wouldn't say that. I'm asking, would you say that?
Pretending. So your question is killing and displacing people genocide?
I'm saying it's not. It could be, but it's not.
Okay, this is separate. What happened in 1948? What was that? You're not calling it genocide. You didn't answer the question. Was that
I did.
morally
I
correct
answered
what
it
happened?
already. I said it was a war.
So once it was purchased, it was declared
Guys,
war
keep
because
liking
the
the
land was now
live.
owned by the Rothschild family who purchased
Heart
it.
means do whatever you can.
Again,
My
it's the
fault. I
children
wasn't
of
paying
Israel
attention. My
read
fault.
way more than me. But sure, I mean, they're not that long. Anyways, whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is that I'm not Christian or Muslim or
Okay,
Jewish.
let's go back to the original question.
Sure.
So, do you believe that that land, which is the Zionist belief, was promised to them 3,000 years ago?
What do you
Where
mean by
is
that
that
land?
land?
So, like Genesis 15, for example, says from the Euphrates River to the River of Egypt, which some people say is the Nile River, but that's actually not correct. It's actually the Al-Wadi area, which is in the Sinai. But if you go into the book of like Joshua, Numbers, it actually is smaller. The borders are actually smaller. So it just depends on what you mean by that land. Yes, I do believe God literally said that, but I don't generally need to use religious beliefs to defend my position with Israel. We can talk about religion, but I don't particularly.
But if you don't believe in religion, then why do you believe this aspect of religion?
I do believe in the word of God. I'm just saying organized religion. Like, for example, the Catholic Church I left, not because I was against certain things in the Bible, it's because of organized religion. And when I say I'm against it, again, I'm not saying other people, I like condemn them for it. That's fine. I'm just saying me personally. But yes, I believe in the words of God.
So you believe in the word of God, but you don't believe in organized religion. But in the word of God, it clarifies organized religion.
Where?
All over. Like the Torah saying that the people, it comes from the tribe, that the...
I'm not...
You see? Sneako is reading this shit as if it's like a gang type shit, or if it's like a military type shit. Like, It's not like that, Sneako. You can read the book, apply it to your life, and not treat it like some kind of gang shit, some kind of militant shit. That's what you and your folks do because you guys is fucking literally in a death cult. But that's not what normal people do. That's that. Nah. That's that. That's that. Muslim, that Shia Muslim shit, bro. Keep that on your side.
From
Mother
that,
is
so
Jewish.
that's not to me.
But you're using that. You're
No,
using that as
that's
an example.
okay. So if you
what
read, you're
believe.
talking about like Deuteronomy and Leviticus. What it says is to the Hebrews. ... I'm not part of that. So you're correct. It does say that, but that wouldn't apply to me.
So you believe that they're right, but you're not part. You don't. I'm trying to figure out. So you agree and disagree with them?
No, you're just wow. Okay. What I'm saying is that was laws given to the Hebrews and their descendants, the children of Israel, or if you're Muslim, they say Bani Israel. I'm not part of that.
Are they correct? Are they correct?
Is what correct? Do I believe God said that to them?
Are they correct in believing that that land was promised to them 3,000 years ago?
I do believe God promised that to Abraham, and that covenant went through Isaac and Jacob. That is true. But again, I want to make it very clear because I know you're trying to like pivot to this. I can defend my
I'm just trying to get
position
an
of Israel. I got you.
I want to figure out why. So I'm asking you very, important questions.
My defense of
Israel.
My defense of Israel can come absent of religion. I do not need to bring up religion to defend Israel. Like, if you're asking, do I only defend it because I think it's God's promise? That's not the answer.
Okay, so then 1948, the land was sold from the British to the Rothschild family, and it started the formation of Israel. Do you agree? Do you believe that that was right?
No, first off, the letter to Rothschild was in 1917, not 48. The 48.
I didn't say the letter. I said it was purchased. I said it was. That's when the transaction went through.
No, actually, the partition 181 alone was in 1947, November.
Your husband not stupid.
29th, 1947. So again, that's just not right.
All right. Okay.
That's why you're laughing. It's just not right. No, that was the partition plan.
All right. Okay. It started in 1948, correct? That's when Israel started to move, and that's when the land finally, the transaction went through officially.
No, when they started to move, the first major aliyah was in 1881. Okay, so no, it wouldn't have started in 48. If you're asking when they declared its establishment, May 14th, 1948. If that's what you're asking,
that's what
then
I'm talking about. Yes.
Okay, well, that's just not what you said.
That's when the declaration was, and that's when it was official. That's when it went through. That's the important part of this conversation.
Okay, right? Yes. If you're asking when,
I ain't gonna lie. Trying to follow Sneako through this debate is extremely difficult. I ain't even gonna hold you. It's like boring and misleading, OD.
A lot of research on these dates and things. Are you here stream sniping to the baby?
I would love to debate you. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
No. But is this the purpose of this? You were trying to find me?
I was literally just on Omi TV, and I skipped the last person I was talking to who pointed a gun at me, and he had like a swastika, and then I was like, I'd like to talk to you, and then he skipped, and then I connected with you, literally.
Okay. So was this correct? Because afterwards there was a genocide that was reported called the Nakba, the expulsion of the Palestinians there.
That was a genocide too?
Right. Yes, it's been a continuous genocide, but that's a major event in the ongoing genocide since 1948. Do you agree?
Do you not hear how stupid that sounds? An ongoing genocide since 1948. Brother, you guys would have been extinct. You guys would have been extinct by now, bro. It does not take that long to fucking kill a whole group of people, bro. I'm sorry, you guys would have been extinct by now, gang. Fuck, it's ridiculous, bro. And then on top of that, you guys have more people now than you had before. So what the fuck kind of genocide are you talking about? That's like the worst kind of genocide ever.
Of that expulsion. So there was purchased, the land was purchased by the Rothschilds.
Okay, so no, I don't agree that it was yeah, I don't agree that was a genocide. Genocide is defined specifically, the second to last page of the Genocide Convention says cultural destruction does not suffice, nor does simply dispersing a group of people. Those can be violations of the Rome Statute, but that is not the same thing as genocide. It wouldn't meet the dolus specialis of genocide.
What do you consider to be the definition of genocide?
Doesn't matter what I consider, it's just the definition. So I would go with the 1948 convention that was ratified in 51.
And if you look that up, you'll see the definition, but you'll also see the definition of dolus specialis, what that means, the hierarchy of international law from just Kogan's norms, right, all the way down to Article 107, and then before that, or under that would be the mix between customary international law and treaty law.
Okay, well, on Google, it's saying, coined by Raphael Lemkin in 1944, is a recognized crime under international law involving acts like killing, causing severe harm, or preventing births within the targeted group. Genocide is the deliberate and
Yes, every war in
systematic
history has been a
destruction
genocide by that definition.
in whole and part of an ethnic, racial, religious, or national group. So the land was purchased, and then
Are you using
thousands of
Google instead
people
of like
ever-
legal terminology?
He's delusional,
Right,
bro.
this term was coined in 1944.
That's
It was a
correct.
crime
Yeah.
under international law. So this is a legal term.
Right,
so
and
I am
the
following the
UN
legal term.
convention was in 1948. So you're correct. 44
Right, so
was
4 years
before 48.
before, by the definition under international law. So again, if you don't like Google definition, this is the international law definition.
Oh, you are
So
reading. Okay,
how
my
is
bad.
the okay? I accept your apology. Is this not genocide by this definition?
No.
How come?
So am I answering about the Nakba or am I answering post October 7th? Because you brought up both.
Nakba.
Okay, so the Nakba do you believe that they had an intent to wipe out a group in whole or in part of a protected status? Because I'm pretty sure the Nakba is defined by the Palestinians, especially post 1964 political movement, right? With the PLO. When you look at the Nakba, it's talking about 750,000 that were displaced. 2/3 of them never actually even crossed international borders, which is what's required as a refugee, unless you're a Palestinian. They made up a new definition for them. Hold on, almost done.
Okay.
Just one more
So
sentence.
what do you?
And so you're saying that displacement, even if you counted all that, you're counting that as genocide. That's not what genocide is.
So they were just displacing people, killing them, and kicking out of their homes. Not
Yeah,
genocide.
That's not genocide. No.
That's not genocide.
Okay. Should you kill, displace, and kick them out of their homes because it was purchased by the Rothschilds? Is that morally right?
That's not what I'm saying at all, because that's also not accurate.
I'm not saying
Nobody
that's what you're
said
saying.
that.
I'm asking you. So what do you think happened after 1948?
Sure. So in November 29th, 1947, a minute after the partition plan vote, there was actually the leader of the Arab Committee at the United Nations 4 days before that said that we will fight to the last Arab to prevent any Jewish state ever, right? And then a minute after the partition plan vote, they started attacking just Jews. You can't say Israel because Israel didn't even exist yet for another about 6 months, right? So they started attacking Jews. There was 10 different Arab factions that attacked Jews in 1948 after the establishment of Israel. So I would call it a war that they lost. 70,000 Jews were displaced in the first week of the war alone. Many of them killed, and many of them never got to return to their homes because Jordan ended up annexing illegally what they call the West Bank. Would you say that was a genocide if we're just pretending killing and displacement equals genocide now?
Thank you. They like to call war genocide because they never won a war. But back in those days, they actually won a war. So what? That was a genocide? Was that a genocide? The West Bank? That's what you said, right? The West Bank? Let's go back, because now I'm learning a little bit about this Palestine history shit. Fuck, I'm pressing everything under the sun.
Homes because it was purchased by the Rothschilds. Is that morally right?
That's not what I'm saying at all, because that's also not accurate.
I'm not saying that's what you're saying. I'm asking you. So what do you think happened after 1948?
Sure. So in November 29th, 1947, a minute after the partition plan vote, there was actually the leader of the Arab Committee at the United Nations 4 days before that said that we will fight to the last Arab to prevent any Jewish state ever, right? And then a minute after the partition plan vote, they started attacking just Jews. You can't say Israel because Israel didn't even exist yet for another about 6 months, right? So they started attacking Jews. There was 10 different Arab factions that attacked Jews in 1948 after the establishment of Israel. So I would call it a war that they lost. 70,000 Jews were displaced in the first week of the war alone. Many of them killed, and many of them never got to return to their homes because Jordan ended up annexing illegally what they call the West Bank. Would you say that was a genocide if we're just pretending killing and displacement equals genocide now? I wouldn't say that. I'm asking, would you say that?
Pretending. So your question is killing and displacing people genocide?
I'm saying it's not.
Is it though,
Could
in
be,
your
Okay,
opinion?
but it's not.
Okay, this is separate. what happened in 1948? What was that? You're not calling it genocide. You didn't answer the question.
It was
that
a
I did.
war.
I
correct? What
answered it
happened?
already. I said it was a war.
So once it was purchased, it was declared
Guys,
war
keep
because the
liking the
land was now
live.
owned by the Rothschild family who purchased it.
Heart means do whatever you can.
Again, what is your question?
So the Rothschild family, because they purchased it from the British, this justifies the war
Randolph,
that
you're
happened
awesome.
afterwards, and they were entitled to do this. So clearly, it started from them, right? The land existed before. There was a country there. They were existing.
Not Palestine.
The Rothschilds had to
Not Palestine.
Then what?
Well, you said there was a country there before. It wasn't Palestine. Palestine's a regional name.
Exactly.
Okay, it wasn't recognized as Israel before then. It was widely recognized as Palestine. You're going to say that different people didn't consider it as a state. That's up for
Nobody
your
considered it as a
interpretation.
state. Literally nobody. You can read the 1922 League of Nations mandate. You can read the Ottoman times. They had villayettes. And none of the villayettes, by the way, were mentioned as Palestine. Palestine is a European word that comes from the Europeans. It was officially put in by Roman Emperor Hadrian, but even people like Herodotus, who was Greek, he also used that word, right? It comes from the ancient
So
Palestine.
what was it called? Okay, so
This is why they can't even pronounce. They can't even pronounce Palestine in their native language. This shit makes no fucking sense, bro.
you're not saying it's called Palestine. What was it called?
No, I said there was no country there. Of course, the region
So
name
it was nobody.
is...
So okay, so there's people there, and the region is Palestine. The people that were there, their land was sold by people that don't live there. The British sold that land. Afterwards,
Actually,
they were
no. Most
displaced.
of the land was
They
actually
wanted
bought
their
by
land.
most of the land was bought against Arab absentee landowners by far. So just so you know, about 47 to over 50% of the land was actually state-owned land during the Ottoman time. When the British took that from the Ottomans after the 1917 fall of Jerusalem, when they lost that battle, and then the British took over officially in 1922. Okay, they took over that state-owned land. About half of it, some sources say a little over half, was state-owned. And then there was a general amount that was owned by Arabs, mostly by Arab absentee landowners out of Jerusalem, Beirut, and Damascus. And then there was about 6 to 10% by the end that was owned by Jewish organizations, communities, etc. Like there was a lot of Sephardic Jewish communities that bought it. Rishon LeZion, for example, was started by 40 Jewish families, and that economic
Okay,
opportunity brought in for...
You're saying a lot of. Okay, you're saying.
I'm
a lot
correcting
of
your
historical
statements.
The historic,
events.
yeah.
Okay, there were people. The important aspect is there were people living there. They had Palestinian passports, and then they were kicked out of their land because of a purchase from the Rothschilds from the British.
No.
Then they were kicked out. They were killed. They were displaced from their homes because they said we are entitled to this now because of the Rothschilds purchasing it from England.
Nobody said that.
Is this correct?
Nobody
No,
said
it's
that.
not correct. Nobody said that. It was because of a war that they started, and people get displaced from war all the time. You're
who
not
started
special.
the war? Who started?
The Arab
Okay, who
Committee.
started the war?
The Arab Higher League
The
started
Arab
the
Committee
war.
started the war. Why did they start the war?
Because again, 4 days before the partition plan vote, the Higher Committee specifically said we will fight to the last Arab to ensure there will never be a Jewish state.
Because who was living there before, and then who lived there after the transaction? That's the whole point. There was a transaction, and then they said we are now entitled to this, and even though we aren't there, and they sent people, they sent European Jews into a land that was predominantly Arab.
Okay, so when you say they sent, the white papers actually shows that you're wrong. Not only did they not send them there, they actually... You remember that famous photo
So,
that
so where did they come from? Where did they come from?
Well, I'll get to that in a second, but just let me answer your first point real quick. So you remember that famous photo that Palestinians love to show where the Jews had the sign that said, the Nazis destroyed our homes, don't destroy our hopes and dreams, and they say, oh look, we welcomed you with open arms. That was actually from the Aliyah Bed ship, Theodore Herzl. That ship never actually made it to the Palestinian region. The British actually captured that ship and sent them to internment camps in Cyprus. The white papers limited the Jews from going to that land. So when you say they brought these European Jews in and like the British were just pumping it, not only did that not happen, the British actually took 78%.
I didn't say the British went there. I said that once the transaction went through, Jews went from Europe into a land that was predominantly Arab Muslim, correct?
Well, first off, a couple things. One, there was a lot more than just Arabs. I would say Muslim, yes, way more than just Arabs.
Okay.
Two, they
Or
sold...
if you-
One second, I'm trying to answer you. They sold the
I mean,
land. You understand?
Okay, I understand you're getting frustrated, but they sold the land, dude. If you want to talk about genocide today in today's conflict, we can, but you're not going to beat me in history, okay? I'm telling you what
I'm
happened.
not trying to beat you in anything. I'm not trying to beat you in history either. I'm asking if you think that it's morally okay to displace and kill people after purchasing the land from people.
I'm not saying that. This is a straw man argument.
And people already live there.
This is extreme.
It's not a straw man.
I'm
He's
not
also
saying
literally
that.
advocating for an ethno state.
I'm not making it. Are you? This is not.
I'm
not asking you a question so I could.
I'm answering you. No, I don't think that's okay, but I also don't think that's what happened.
Okay.
That's the problem. You're asking me to answer a question on something that didn't exist. That's not what I think happened, and you're asking me to assume that position and then answer for that position. I don't assume that position in the first place. So again, I'm trying to answer you. I'm trying to keep up. You brought up genocide. Try to go to that, and you're like, no, I want to go back to this. I'm trying to tell you, they sold the land. Are you asking me, is it okay that they sold the land? It happened. That happens all over the world. Do you think United States of America, do you think we should be demolished?
The important question is that right? For people to get displaced from their homes and murdered because of a purchase that they were not involved in. That's correct?
Okay, so again, you're asking me to assume a position, okay? I am not assuming that position. Do I think it is right?
It's a moral question.
Do you think
is it right to kick people out of the homes and kill them because of a purchase that was made by somebody that was not them?
Again, no, but I don't assume that position. This is what you're doing.
What
you're
do you
forcing
mean?
somebody to assume a position. Okay,
I'm asking you a moral
trying
question.
to answer
I'm not asking you to assume any position. I'm not assuming any position. There's no positions assumed. I asked you a moral question. Is it okay to kill people and kick them out of their homes because of a purchase that they didn't make? You said no. Let's move on to October 7th now.
No, I want to be able to... At what point do I get to ask or answer some questions? Like, you're just asking me questions. You're forcing just one position. You're saying, oh, because he specifically bought the land, is it okay? No, I think it's okay to, when someone wages war against you, I think it's totally okay to defend yourselves. And if that leads to displacement and people dying, on both sides, that happens.
Now we know why.
That's what I think is okay.
Wrong, if you believe that was morally wrong and that they were kicked out, and that they were killed because of something that they were not involved in, and you believe that that's...
They were involved. The Arab Liberation Army was made up of what you would call Palestinians. They didn't call themselves Palestinians then, but what you would call them.
Not the people, and they weren't responsible for that. So you agree that that's morally wrong?
No. Let's
talk about today, because this is going on. So you have the Iran flag, you have the Israeli flag. You represent it. You're not even Jewish, and you're representing the Jewish state of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
You side with them, right? The people that call you goy, they don't practice usury the same way with you. You are here shilling for a country that believes...
Dude, you're Muslim. Don't get me started. You're Muslim. You think you guys treat the kafir...
I will get started.
Yeah,
I will get started. I support my people. I support my people. You're supporting people that call you goyim, that don't think that they can practice the same banking with themselves that they practice with you. Yet here you are shilling for the state that you believe started off of a moral incorrection. Even though
I don't think that. So once again, I want to make it sure I don't think that at all. You think I think that because you're trying... No, I said your hypothetical... No, I said your forced hypothetical... Great. I said your forced hypothetical. If you're forcing me into that position, I can say certain things about that would be wrong. No, I understand you don't think so. That's why you keep cutting me off and you don't want me to answer why you're wrong and what actually happened. You're cutting me off because you're saying... It's not
hypothetical. It wasn't assuming a position. I said, is that morally wrong? You said, yes, that's morally wrong.
No, that's not morally
wrong. Now you're supporting... Okay, but I'm looking at... I don't know you. You have the flags behind you, and you said it. Hold on. You started off by saying that you support the state of Israel, the Jewish state of Israel, right? And you're not Jewish, okay?
Right.
These people think that you are goyim.
Yeah.
Okay. These people think you're goyim, and they think that they're going to have 2,800 goyim slaves when their Messiah comes. Why do you support these people, especially if you believe in their right to exist as a religious ethno-state? Why do you support them if they believe that you're subhuman?
So I'm not a leftist. I don't know if you are or not. I don't know what your position is politically.
No.
I don't really do this like... I don't believe in that. I'm Muslim. I got you. Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about what you guys believe about the kuffar. But anyways, I don't believe in this whole like, oh, it's an ethno-state. Like, dude, that kind of buzzwords isn't going to work on me. I'm sure a lot of leftists, that probably works. Doesn't work on me at all. Most countries in the world would, by your weird definition of ethno-state, would be an ethno-state, other than maybe like some multicultural
Is Judaism an ethnicity?
Judaism or Jewish?
Is Jewish an ethnicity?
Jewish is colloquially is called an ethno-religion. I don't really like the term. I would say it is a tribe of people, a nation, if you will. But sure, ethno-religion is what they colloquially call it today.
Right. So you just said that you don't believe it's an ethno-state, and so you do or you don't believe it's an ethno-state?
I think there's a lot of ethnicities that doesn't make something an ethno-state. You just asked me, are Jews an ethnicity?
Are they?
20% of the population are Arabs. Another 5% are non-Jewish, non-Arabs. 1 in every 4 person you see in Israel are not Jewish. True. I'm sorry,
okay,
what?
But Judaism is an ethno-religion.
What? Yeah, Jews are an ethno-religion.
Okay, so you support this, and you're not that ethnicity, you're not that religion, and they also believe that you will
What
be
does that
enslaved
matter?
because...
One, what does that matter? I don't have to be Jewish to support Israel. I don't have to be Jewish to support Israel, right? Two, you keep on saying that Jews call us goy. They don't consider us like we're gonna go to heaven and shit. Okay, who gives a fuck? You as well don't fucking believe in us. You say our God is just another prophet. You say our God is just a human being. So what in the fuck are you trying to say right now? Like, either way, both sides tried to shit on us. It doesn't matter, bro. The whole point is we're trying to get down to the bottom of history. Like, how does this go from Palestine to Jewish and Christian or whatever the fuck? Like, how does it go to that?
You're a goyim.
Yeah, so that's a Neturei Karta belief, and it's an extremely fringe group that most Jews, including other religious Jews, condemn. So you're asking me to go off of this based off of a fringe group that's less than 1%. This is like me saying all Muslims must be Al-Qaeda or the Taliban, and they think this, so Sneako must think it too. That's how ridiculous
like, that's how stupid he sounds.
Al-Qaeda is separate from the Taliban. This is CIA funded, just like ISIS. This is a separate conversation, not representative of the religion.
That's not the point.
And if you so fair, you're going to say that not all Jews...
Are you saying they're not? Are you saying they're
not?
Are you
saying not
Muslim? Regardless if you think they're funded by one group or not.
It doesn't matter. Are they not?
Yeah.
ISIS and Al-Qaeda? No.
Yeah, you're stupid as fuck.
Fine, but that's my point, because you don't agree with their beliefs, correct? You don't think their beliefs represent Islam?
Right. Them as a group and their actions, what they're doing, they are clearly funded by CIA and Mossad.
Okay, how about Boko Haram? Are they also funded by CIA or Mossad or both?
I haven't looked that up.
Okay, fine. How about Boko Haram?
Al-Qaeda. You brought up Al-Qaeda. Hold on. We're going off on tangents, right?
No, I'm saying your point about Neturei Karta, who you're quoting, and trying to apply it to Judaism as a whole, is like me saying, fine, I won't use Al-Qaeda. I'll say Boko Haram or pick one.
And I'm following your line of logic. I'm saying, so if you think it's fringe groups that believe that the Goyim will be slaves and they'll have 2,800, fine. What's believed in the Torah, right? Because you also agree that this is the word of God and this is true to them.
Yeah.
They say, okay, in the Torah, it states that they will not practice the same type of banking with Goyim, that they practice with each other. So they don't charge interest on loans between each other, but to you, they do. Do you agree with that?
Okay, yeah, I'll answer that. So that's actually not really the context of the Torah, but I will answer it so I don't go off on a different topic, because I know you don't like that. So I don't particularly care about what people who I don't even believe in their religion think. I care about their action, right? I don't believe in Islam. I don't believe in Judaism. Yes, I believe in some things, because like you said, I believe it's the word of God, but like, I don't follow the Talmud. I don't believe in it. That's rabbinical Judaism. That's for them. The Quran is for Islam. Christians, they follow the New Testament. So when you ask me like, well, this one verse says this, I don't really particularly care. Now, if they're doing it to me and there's actions today that I can see, then I'd be more than glad to. They've never done it to me, so I can't comment on it.
No, they are right now. And the same people who purchased the land from England, the Rothschild family, they predominantly control the central bank system. And this is how that system works for them, right? Christians and Muslims did not practice usury within each other. It's forbidden in those religions. Jews believe that this is something that they can do. Mm-hmm. This type of banking and this type of money that they make, interest on loans, this is how the Rothschild family
Christians don't do that?
So you tell me Christians and Muslims can't do the same thing, brother?
Today? Or Muslims? They don't do that today at all?
They weren't doing it. Muslims don't. I mean, people have corrupted it, but at the time when...
People have corrupted it. People have corrupted it. People has corrupted it. Beep, beep, beep. People has corrupted it. Yo, this nigga sound like a fucking NPC, bro, like a robot.
When Israel, even before it was founded...
Ask one more time. Do they do that today? Because I asked you about
Muslims,
today. I said I will.
Yes.
Okay,
Muslims,
great.
Muslims and Christians are involved in a type of banking, but this belief is what created the central bank system that we're all a part of. That's how the Rothschild family made the money in order to buy the land that you're supporting.
I
Do you think
not.
it's right
Yeah,
for that?
sure.
Who gives a fuck, bro? Who gives a fuck, gang? Okay, they fucking created banking. Holy fuck. What the fuck does that matter, bro?
I don't
believe that
disagree with people purchasing stuff. And if there is a legal purchase, I don't care if you're Jew, Christian, Muslim.
I'm like, what the
Dude,
fuck does
Arabs
that
were
matter, bro?
purchasing the land too. Arabs during the Russo-Turkish Wars, there was so many Muslims that moved into Anatolia and the Levant after. I'm not going to criticize them either because that's what people did. Again, you're trying to use today by keep going back to 1948.
Like, that shit makes no sense.
No.
bro.
But I'm talking about what's happening now, right? So they maintain
This dude is retarded, bro.
so much power, and that land exists because of the Rothschild family, the same family responsible for the central bank system that all the Goyim are involved in, and that's how they created the power structure that they have. Okay, so you're supporting a people that wouldn't exist without this, and you will not benefit off of it if you really are going.
America also
Okay.
wouldn't exist without a lot of atrocities either, and I still think America should exist. So I'm going to ask you a
Exactly.
question now because you keep asking me. Do you think America should be demolished? Because they
No,
also
America should not
wouldn't.
be demolished.
Okay, so perfect.
So
I agree.
then
even
we
if
in the
you were
same
right, which
situation?
You're not, but I know every time I try to correct you, you keep forcing me to go back to this conversation. Even if you were right, though, you're telling me, well, this happened and it was atrocious, it was bad before, and you're supporting it today, so therefore you agree with it. That's as dumb as saying that I should agree with slavery because I support America. I don't believe in this whole, like, well, it's an
You're arguing with
ethno-state. I don't care, dude. Like, I'm not a leftist. Those buzzwords aren't going to work on me. I don't care. Even if it was an
Exactly.
ethno-state,
It's not
which
a
it's
buzzword.
not.
You also agreed with this.
It's literally
you just did
buzzword.
agree with that.
Agreed with
You
what?
just agreed that it was an ethno-state.
No,
You
I
just
don't.
agreed
I
that
said
Judaism was an
25% of Israel. No, I said Jews are an
Wait a second.
ethno-religion. I didn't say
And wait.
that
Okay,
Israel
fair.
is an
Okay.
ethno-state. It's so ridiculous.
Is Israel a Jewish state?
Yes, of course. Just like Germany is a German
Okay,
state.
so therefore Israel is
okay,
an ethno.
perfect. Is
an
Germany an
ethno-state.
ethno-state? Is Germany an ethno-state?
No, not by definition. No, it's not.
Okay, is
Okay,
German?
so
is,
what
one
the
second,
fuck is
is
the difference?
Are Germans an ethnicity?
Yes. But many
Okay,
different.
are most people, is
Judaism-
Germany, hold on, I'm almost done, bro.
Land,
You've asked me all
fucking
these
land.
questions, just let me ask. Is Germany a German state?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So notice how I asked the exact same questions you asked me word for word. I just replaced Israel with Germany and Jews with Germans. You answered the exact same way I did. Do you understand how
So do you
ridiculous
wanna know
your
what
point
the
is
difference
now?
is?
Sure,
The
go ahead.
difference is Israel has the right to return. Where if you're Jewish, which you agreed is an ethno-religion, they have the right to go to Israel and take land from people that were living there before.
That's
So
not what
Jews around the
happens.
world can go to Israel and they have the right to go to, even if they've been convicted of sex crimes like Jeffrey Epstein, they can flee to Israel and they don't get
Think Jeffrey
extradited to
Epstein
America.
He's
Flee to
fuck, he
Israel?
drank too much Kool-Aid, bro.
100% after
He drank the
2008. You
Kool-Aid.
don't know this? What do you mean, okay? You're
I'm
being
talking
snarky, but
about,
this is true.
right, no, I thought you meant you believe he's in Israel right now. There's some people
No,
on
no,
X that
after-
say he is, so I was wondering if you were one of those
No,
people.
well, okay. Yeah, but after 2008, when he was convicted of
I
sex
know,
crimes.
I want to go back to the
Israel.
conversation.
Hold
I
on,
got you.
wait. No, this is the same conversation.
It's
the
not.
difference between
I
Germany
think it's
and
funny
Israel.
when I try to correct you on something, you do not like it at all, and now you're trying to go to. I want to go with. You said that Jews have
You
the
brought
right.
up the example of Germany,
to
so
go-
I'm comparing. You made an analogy, and I'm correcting your analogy.
Guy does not
The
want
difference
to
is
speak.
they have the right to return. They believe that they are entitled to this place if they're Jewish, which you agreed is an ethno-religion. Israel is a Jewish state. They have the Star of David on the flag right behind you, even as a goy. This is an ethno-state by
So you know,
definition.
Islam
It's
used the
not
Star
liberal.
of David. Just FYI.
It's not a liberal ideology. It's not a leftist argument. It's something that you have also conceded is true.
No, again, you are forcing me not to answer, but a couple words at a time, and then you say I conceded all these things. I haven't conceded that. First off, the Star of David is used in Christian churches, been used in Islamic mosques also. Have you ever been to Israel or the Palestinian territories?
Nope.
Of course not. No.
I don't know why you said of course not. I don't know why that's like whatever. It doesn't matter.
Because he's a
Anyways,
fake
I've been there.
Muslim.
This idea that you think
They
that-
wrote my names. Of course you have. They wrote my name on missiles. If I go there, there would be major
Oh,
problems.
Yeah, I'm
So-
sure.
but-
yeah.
but
no.
Israel
Wait,
is
hold on.
Israel's
Jesus Christ.
is a Jewish state. Is Israel not a Jewish state? I don't know why you're like disagreeing with this.
Again,
this
just
leftist.
like
That's
I
the point I'm
think
trying-
Germany is a German state and China is a Chinese one, yes, I do believe Israel is a Jewish state. That is true. I don't see why that's a
Right.
problem. Other than like
they
America,
have the
Canada,
right to
arguably
return.
Australia, all of these states by your definition would be ethno-states. And by the way, I don't think that's a problem. That's the problem. Is you think like you're getting me because you're like, oh my god, this guy agrees with.
I'm
I
not.
don't
That's not the
care.
ethno state. That's not a gotcha question. These are definitions that we need to clarify.
By your definitions, with the questions you asked me, it applies to so many countries around the world, and I think those
You already
countries are
put it. You
equally
already
just
told you.
fine. I don't understand what
The
this
difference is-
hyperfixation
okay,
on Israel
Do
is.
you know about the right to return, correct? Where Jewish people are entitled to this land because they're Jewish, and then they have a
Some.
safe home in Israel.
Some do, yeah. It's not
Who
really.
doesn't? What Jews don't.
Yeah, some Jews actually don't. There's actually even pushes for them to take out. And I'm not saying I agree with this, but it really doesn't matter to me. Like if someone were to convert reform today, as of right now, it does work. Some are trying to push that out. There's a 1970 addendum. In Saudi Arabia, if you want to get citizenship in the kingdom, your mom has to be Saudi, you have to be able to speak Arabic, and you have to be Muslim. And that's okay. They're their country. If they want to say,
Like, that's their
if the country
rules,
tomorrow
bro.
wants to say we are only allowing people in that have one leg, I think that's weird, but just for like a hypothetical, if they want to do that, they can do that. If
That's
Israel
their
tomorrow wants to
business.
say this is what we want for our citizenship, they can. If Palestine ever becomes a second state and they say this is our requirement, then let them do whatever the fuck they want. If America tomorrow says this is our requirement to be a citizen, right? So what?
So
I don't
be it.
understand what your
Like,
point
what is the
is.
problem?
But I was asking you. You said that not all Jews are entitled to the state of Israel. The first time I'm hearing that's what I'm asking you.
No, I'm saying
You're
after
thinking-
the
you're approaching this
1970
from a very
right, I already answered this. After the 1970 amendment that they had, addendum, there's some like patrilineals or those that have left the tribe where even if they were like the original point from Ben Gurion was if you had one Jewish grandparent, that was it. And the reason he said that was he was quoted saying that the Nazis determined that you were Jewish if you had one Jewish grandparent, so therefore that's what we're going to determine. It's been amended since 1970. I'm not particularly saying that's right or wrong. I don't particularly care because
amended
once
to
again,
what? So now it's both your parents have to, or your mother has to be. Or what
No,
is
just
the
one
agreement
grandparent.
now?
He
yeah, you
just
have to
said
be.
that.
You have to identify as Jewish, someone who hasn't left the tribe or denounced their Judaism. Right, so it's not so much based as much on ethnicity, but it still is. And there's some, it hasn't happened. There's some that are also trying to push out Reform Judaism, right? If they've converted via Reform instead of Orthodox. Again, not
Kind
for
of
me to say if
reinforces
that's
the
right or
ethno-state
wrong.
idea. And again, yeah, that does reinforce the ethno-state idea you're against. The second one is there's so many. How many people in Israel do you know the stats? How many of them are atheist Jews or secular Jews that don't even really follow the commandments?
Yeah, I'm not sure of that. I can look it up. I don't know the exact number. Do you?
I think it's around 50 to 60%. They're ethnically Jewish, but they're not practicing. So it's a very secular country.
When you say
And that does
practicing, do you
reinforce
mean
the
like
idea.
atheists or just like maybe they're not Orthodox?
It's really sounding like either he's just low IQ or the Islam belief is really really low IQ. Like, they don't comprehend war. They don't know what the fuck is war. They think it's a genocide. And now they can't comprehend like states, like countries catering to their citizens. Like, he can't fucking comprehend that. He thinks the whole world is like America or something. He thinks he don't know about China being a Chinese state where they have their own rules, their own laws that if you go there you must abide by. Fucking India got their own shit. Fucking uh I don't know. Fucking just countries, bro. You can name countries like he said, Germany. Fucking like, bro, it's like, oh my god, my brain starts hurting when I hear these people talk, bro. It's like I'm too high of an IQ to be in this religion, bro. Honestly. And this is not even supposed to be a religious talk. This is supposed to just be about history. And this dumbass keeps bringing it back to religion. And it's like, holy shit. It shows their level of IQ, bro. It really do.
Practicing consistently going to synagogue following the commandments.
That's
You
and
see?
that's
fully
ridiculous.
believes.
That's why it's an ethno religion. So they could be practicing. They're just not consistently going to synagogue, is what you're saying?
What I'm saying is the priority is ethnicity for them. As long as they are Jewish by ethnicity, that's what matters more to them than faith. Then Tel Aviv
Yes,
wouldn't
that's
be
a
the gayest
tribe,
city
of
in the
course.
world.
That's how a nation is
Yeah,
supposed
so
to be,
the
brother.
Times of Israel brags about how Tel Aviv is the gayest city in the world. They boast about their gay pride parades. Stuff like this is forbidden in Judaism, but it's so accepted in Israel because it's a very secular place. So even though it is a Jewish ethno state, they still allow for so many atheist Jews and secular Jews to practice gay pride parades because the priority is the ethnicity, not the faith.
Yeah, again, there's a lot that actually disagree with that in Israel, and there's a lot that don't. That's why it's a democracy. There are parties that say it's okay, and there are some that absolutely hate that. It's
a democracy, but Palestinians get arrested in Israel if they say free Palestine. The IDF.
I literally have a video on my page at a pro-Palestinian protest in Haifa. They didn't get arrested. They were saying free Palestine. When they started chanting globalize the Intifada, and even still, many of them weren't arrested, just the ones that chanted that, then they arrested them and they were released immediately. But they were put to a stop. But they were screaming and holding signs that said free Palestine. You're literally lying right now, dude. I was in Haifa,
I just
which
spoke
is
to two
in
other
Israel.
people. I just spoke to two, actually, two or three today and three yesterday that said the same thing.
The Tel Aviv University had the Palestinian flags flying at a protest and they weren't arrested. You're saying they get arrested just for saying free Palestine?
You were using anecdotal evidence. You were saying using anecdotal evidence, saying you went to Israel, of course.
That I have a video of.
And you saw, yeah, of course, saying that you saw protests. I'm using anecdotal evidence. I just spoke to two or three people, and I think it was two or three yesterday that said the same thing, that they will get arrested and they're under threat if they vocalize the fact.
And the
Palestinian, and they don't say Israeli. And also,
and the second example I gave up, you can look up on the internet. It's not anecdotal.
Yeah, do they have any evidence of this shit, please?
Oh, you presented it as anecdotal evidence.
No, I'm saying the second example I gave was not anecdotal. You're right. The first one was.
Sure. Okay. Let's speak about Epstein, right? Because you agree that Epstein was horrible.
Oh my God.
Yes, he was horrible.
You don't care about Jeffrey Epstein.
What does Epstein have to do with history?
Trying to deflect. I'd like to focus.
I'm not trying to deflect.
We were talking about
don't
history.
Let me speak at all. I want to go to the original.
You've been speaking 80% of the time.
80%. I promise you, it's not been 80%. You have asked almost every question, and you originally brought up genocide. We talked about it for very little, and then you moved on from it. I want to know why you think it is a genocide today.
Because they have wiped out the entire civilization. They made it clear that they want to starve them out. They're cutting off the water supply. The ratio since October 7th of murder has been 70-1. This follows so many definitions.
70 to 1 what?
70 to 1 what?
70 to 1. They said it's a war, but the ratio of deaths is about 70 to 1, and that's just
70 to 1 what?
70 to 1 what?
Are you saying combatant to civilian? Or civilian to combatant?
This is why you're getting really angry. This is an easy ratio to understand. This is the ratio of deaths, right?
Ratios
this is why I'm saying it's
deaths.
genocide, not a war. October 7th, which Israel had.
Can you tell me what the ratio is? You still haven't told me.
I just said death.
What do you mean?
There's been 70%, 700% more death on the Palestinian side than there has been on the Israeli side. It's been
That's not what genocide is defined as.
I just cited multiple reasons, and this is part of the reason why.
Wait, can you tell me why
you get angry when you ask a question.
I'm literally not angry.
And I'm answering your question. Okay, but you're interrupting, and I'm answering your question. You said, why is it a genocide? Okay, and I'm explaining. Since October 7th, which Israel had foreknowledge of, it said around 1,000 Israelis were killed. Okay? Maybe it was 800, maybe it was 900.
It was 1,200.
They said that there were 40 beheaded babies. That never happened.
They never said
that.
They never said that.
Yes,
that was a French reporter.
That
was a French reporter who misquoted that and was corrected.
Was allegedly saying this.
Yes, they all got that wrong.
It wasn't corrected immediately.
Yep, it was actually.
They got it wrong.
So why did you bring it up, brother? So why did you bring it up if you knew it was wrong? Because at least it plays onto your sympathy bullshit. Nobody want to hear that, brother. Stop saying lies, bro. Stop.
So the 40 bad babies, that was a lie.
It wasn't by Israel. That was a French reporter who got that wrong, and Israel was the one that corrected.
If you don't think Ben Shapiro is Israel, then that's okay. That was a narrative. That was a mainstream Zionist narrative at the time of October 7th. Since then, the ratio of deaths on each side is 70 to 1. You look like you do.
You
There's been
said
70
the Israeli government said it. I don't. If Ben Shapiro said that and got it wrong, then great, he's wrong.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
So when you said they, you meant Ben
Oh
Shapiro?
my God, this
That's your
dude
argument?
sucks.
I meant Jewish supremacists and Zionists as a whole.
Yo,
Not the
this
Israeli
dude's
government,
talking
which you
about
said.
Ben Shapiro.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Can we
Oh
get back to what
my
Israel did
God.
and how it's a genocide then?
He just
Not their
compared. He just compared Ben Shapiro to Israel, to Israel government officials. Could we like agree? This dude is off his fucking rockers. How do you compare Ben Shapiro to official Israel government or government officials? Like I said, you just gotta be a specific IQ in order to be in the Islamic club, whatever club he's in.
Why is that you think they did? Just why is it a genocide? Just tell me why it's a genocide.
I'm answering you to keep interrupting.
Got it. It's a genocide because Ben Shapiro lied about.
Wow, I can't answer the question. I can't answer the question. Wow.
You answer the question. That'd be great.
Yeah. You're not letting me talk, and you keep on. You keep going. Do you want to hear the answer?
If you answer the question asked, yes, I do.
Okay. Are you okay now?
I'm literally waiting.
You're good? Okay. Since October 7th, 70 times more Palestinians have died than Israelis. Israel had foreknowledge of October 7th. They allowed this attack to happen. They used this to justify killing, bombing, destroying Gaza completely. Now it's completely leveled. There are almost no buildings there.
So since Israel knew October 7th was coming and they didn't stop it, there is no fault, no blame on Palestine, the Palestine people. That shit makes no sense, brother. Even if that shit was true, even if it was true that they did let you guys attack, what the fuck gives you the right to attack them first? What the fuck in the yo, bro? Once again, sore fucking losers. Don't want to admit. Don't want to admit they start a problem, but Israel ends it all the time.
Mostly people live in tents. This is not the city that it was beforehand. October 7th was a pretext.
Wasn't a city before.
Most of the people in Gaza, yes, it was. Most people in Gaza.
It literally was never Palestine, bro. I just said Palestine people to please these fucks. It literally never existed, bro. They didn't win. No war to fucking name it anything.
Our children. They have predominantly, I think, over 50% of the population are under 18. Since then, there's many videos of IDF trying to shoot the electricity supply to turn off the power, destroying their water supply.
Just genocide. I'm still.
This is what genocide is.
That's not what
starvation
is
part of it. If they just wanted to retaliate, if they just wanted to defeat Hamas, they said that they were using human shields. This is how they justified bombing hospitals.
At what point do I get to answer? I got it. You're bringing up possible war crimes. This is still not genocide, but a couple
100%.
things.
They followed so many war crimes. I didn't even finish. Because
are you going to get to the genocide part? The Dolus
I'm
Specialis?
so many reasons why it's genocide.
Okay, it's concreticide, you guys. They destroyed all the buildings. Got it.
No, I said that they killed 70 times
Also, he thinks the Gaza Strip is a city.
Yeah, not anymore.
It wasn't a city before.
The infrastructure is completely leveled.
All right, just so you know.
You saw Trump's video. He thought Gaza was an actual city. Holy fuck. Save this dude, bro. Yo, they need to save this man, bro. Get him out of Islam, bro. This nigga is gonna die a retard if we don't fucking save him out of that shit.
Gaza Strip, FYI, the Gaza Strip is not a city. It has cities in it. It's actually 5 governments, just FYI.
The point is, I'm differentiating between war and genocide. If it was a war, then the human shield lie that they purported, they said Yahya Sinwar was hiding behind human shields. They found him fighting on the front lines without human shields.
He wasn't in the front lines. The front lines was in Gaza City at the time. He was in Rafah, which is on the other side of the Gaza Strip. It's not even close to the Gaza City.
But he was not hiding. The important part was he was not hiding behind the human shields.
He was with 2 bodyguards.
Not human shields. This is the justification they use to bomb every building.
What is the definition of a security guard? Like, bro, his logic just completely breaks down every time my dude over here opens his mouth. What the fuck is a security guard? That's human body shields, you fucking retard.
Bomb hospitals, to bomb schools.
Can I answer at any point?
They said they were human shields, and they said we need to go get Hamas. We need to go kill Hamas. Okay,
Right.
the hospitals that they destroyed, Hamas wasn't there. They were
Great.
fighting.
So
You-
Mohammed
you're putting
Sinwar
your-
was where?
Yahya Sinwar.
Mohammed Sinwar, his brother, fucktard. The other guy, the other Sinwar.
Why do you get zesty when you talk about genocide? This
It's
is
not
a
about that. You
complicated-
try to
Oh my
correct me. You don't
God.
even know who Mohammed Sinwar
And how
is.
is
You're like,
this
you mean
genocide?
Yahya Sinwar? Mohammed Sinwar is the other
Okay.
dude.
I was talking. I didn't mention
Right,
Mohammed
where was
Sinwar,
he?
which is why this.
I understand. You said there was no Hamas guys under hospitals. I'm asking you.
I'm not talking about his brother. This is what they said. Yahya Sinwar was hiding behind human shields. He wasn't.
First off, I don't know anyone
They
that
said
said that. They came out and said they killed him in Rafah. He was about
Google
a
it
week
yourself.
or two. I'm
This
just
was
gonna answer
countless
you real
reports.
quick.
They said-
About
They said
2
he was
weeks.
coward. I haven't even finished answering your first
But
question.
you're
about
going so
genocide.
many points. At what point do I get to like at least
Because
answer
this is
one of the
proof
points?
that it's not war. This is proof that
Yeah,
it's
but
not
you
war,
don't
it's a
want to
genocide.
hear. But
If
you
they
don't want to hear
purposely
any
target-
counters because you're scared to hear
if
the
they purposely-
counters.
You know, I'm not scared. Do you think I'm scared of you? If they are purposely
You're
targeting
losing
innocent
terribly.
civilians,
This dude Sneako should hang it up, bro. He should never fucking debate again. Is this his first debate or something? Bro, this can't be. This can't be his fucking more than like first or second debate, bro. Cause he's fumbling the back terribly. He literally wasted like 10 minutes of my due time. If not 20 minutes. Because they're already 40 minutes in, I think, right? He wasted like 20 minutes of my dude's time. Instead of explaining where the genocide happened or when the genocide happened, he went on a story, a tangent about war and war crimes, but no actual genocide. He considers flattening buildings and going to war with people after they attack you is a fucking genocide. This dude is retarded, gang. I ain't gonna lie. This dude, he needs Jesus for real. Jesus be upon him, please.
if they're definitely targeting
Probably
innocent
midnight.
civilians
Thank you,
under
bro.
the guise and under the lie that they're just attacking Hamas, that is proof of genocide and not war.
Great.
They don't
so
care
at
about
what
eradicating
points do
Hamas.
I get
Hamas
to
propaganda.
answer? You guys notice how he doesn't
Go ahead.
want me to answer? Okay, perfect.
Because
So
I haven't finished it.
I
haven't
understand
even
you
finished answering
probably
your question.
have
I haven't
many
even finished.
buzzwords and points. I'm sure you do, but we can
It's not-
talk about
buzzwords,
it.
they're-
Sneako, got it. We can still talk about something. It doesn't mean it's over after that. We can expand after. I know you know how conversations work. It's okay. If you
Yeah.
go down to,
But
it's
you
very
got you got
easy.
angry. You got
I'm
angry that you
not
couldn't
angry.
ask a question that I would. You said I'm afraid of your question.
Literally
While I'm
not-
answering your question,
I got you.
while I'm answering the question that you got angry about,
I'm
you
literally not angry. I know you keep saying I'm angry. I'm speaking at a very normal voice. I'm not angry. And I know this is like what people say when they're like crashing out. They're like, "Oh, you're so
have this
mad."
conversation.
I'm not mad.
There's no one crashing. You're doing like snarky things. You're like, ugh. You're like,
That doesn't
ugh,
make
this is
someone
bad.
mad. That just okay.
Then sassy. Then you're being. I'm answering your question
Gotcha.
and you become sassy.
Okay, and you're answering incorrectly, and I can't tell you why it's incorrect. So you said a lot of things. So you said amongst many things, because it's very easy to label 30 points in 30 seconds. It's not easy to break down 30 points in 30 seconds. And I know you know this. You debate. You understand this. And so that's what a lot of pro pallies do, is they want to, no, I'm still answering. And they go, ba. And then if you get to maybe answering 1 or 2 points, then they pretend they still won because 28 points weren't answered. So you said no Hamas members were hiding in hospitals or under them or anywhere near them, right? And I asked you, what about Mohammed Sinwar, who was the leader of Hamas after his brother died? He died hiding underneath the European hospital, right? So yes, they do. And furthermore, with the water being cut off, let's start with that. That was one of the first things you mentioned. I forgot a lot of what you said. So the water being cut off, are you saying the water was cut off like permanently or just temporarily?
Because about only
There's videos of IDF soldiers shooting the water supply.
Right, so about 85 to 90% of water actually comes from inside Gaza via aqueducts and desalination, right? Only about 10 to 13% of water comes from 3 separate pipelines from Israel. So even if you're saying they're shooting the pipelines, that's not cutting off the water. That would be one pipe, assuming you're telling the truth, but that's not cutting off the water. First off, how long do people live
Just some
without
of the water
water?
supply.
Well, no, first off, I don't even know what you're. I have no idea what you're talking about. But regardless, this idea of they cut off the water. First off, they would all be dead. All 2.1 million people in Gaza would be dead.
That's the intention to shoot. That's the intention to cut off.
So why wouldn't they just cut off all water if that's what they wanted to do? If that's what their intention was, just do it all then.
Yes, obviously that would be horrible optics upon Israel, but their soldiers are doing it. They definitely took orders to do that. But if it was that explicit, then people like you wouldn't be shilling for them.
So wait a minute, hold on. So you're saying that that's their intention. They were ordered to do it, but they also at the same time don't want to do it because it would be bad optics. How the fuck does that make any sense? Was it really bad optics?
Definitely got specific orders. Maybe it was the specific intentions. Obviously, they aren't being punished if they're able to do it that way. IDF soldiers are shooting the water supply. Whether or not they got specific orders, maybe it was not a.
Wait, so you're admitting you made that up?
Declaration of the. No, I didn't made it up. There's videos of IDF soldiers shooting the water supply.
No, I meant the getting orders from the higher whoever, whether it's their security higher up or the government or Bibi himself. I don't know.
The point is, if they feel comfortable enough to do this, they know they can get away with it. So yeah, I didn't.
That's not my answer. You said they got orders from the higher ups. Did you make that up?
No, I said potentially. I said potentially.
Oh, potentially. Okay, good. So you made it up. Perfect. So next point,
I said the IDF. No, I didn't make up the fact that IDF soldiers are shooting off the water supply.
You know that's not what I said.
Supply.
You know
these
that's
videos
not what I said.
exist of them destroying the eggs. When the food goes in, they destroy the crates. They made it an effort to starve them out, and IDF soldiers are making an effort to make them.
So over 2 million tons, according to UNRWA, the United Nations, and even the Israeli government, but you don't believe them, so I'll go with the other two. Over 2 million tons of food had went into the Gaza Strip. According to the World Food Program, about 90,000 tons lasts the Gaza Strip about 2 months, right? Because they said it's 1 million people for 4 months. There's about 2 million people in Gaza, so for about 2 months. Even if you reverse do the math, that would be about 2.5 to 3 years of food, give or take, right? Just doing quick math. According to the World Food Program, this isn't like some Israeli source, this is the World Food Program. That's what they said would last the Gaza Strip. So when you're saying they're trying to like starve them out, why would they allow over 2 million tons of food to go into the Gaza Strip? And this wasn't 2 million tons that they wanted to but didn't. This is the ones that actually went into the Gaza Strip.
The point is, it's genocide because cutting off the food and water is not intentionally to get Hamas. Okay. All the civilians are, they all need.
He just told you, son. Sneako. He just told you. If they cutting off the food, then why did they send 2 or 3 years worth of food to the Gaza Strip? If they wanted to cut off their water, how come these people aren't dead by now? Like, just because you said some fucking soldier shot their water tanks or whatever doesn't make it true. And even if it is true, it didn't fucking wipe out their whole water supply like you claim. What the fuck is this dude talking about, bro? It's just pure delusion, gang. This is pure delusion. And this is sad because a lot of people believe this shit. A lot of people walk around New York believing this shit, bro. Sneako.
Need food and water. And if you don't believe it, the UN agencies, particularly the UNRWA and the WFP.
Are you saying UNRWA?
The World Food Program. Yeah, they have reported that this is the abbreviation.
UNRWA is a Palestinian organization, just FYI.
Right. The UN, but this is coming from the UN agency. They report Israeli authorities. This is not just soldiers. So I stand corrected. These are Israeli authorities, not specific soldiers. They have blocked and restricted food convoys into Gaza.
Right, for 2
And
months they
limited
did that,
aid.
which is allowed per Article 51 of the Geneva Conventions. It specifically says that you're allowed to temporarily block food, right, for security measures as long as adequate food's in there. They had 8 months saved up before that moment when they started. I think it was from January to March. It was about maybe 2.5 months. I think it was the middle of March that they blocked food. They're allowed to do that per Article 51.
They're allowed to block food in a such genocide.
Temporarily, correct, as long as there is adequate food, which
So
the UN has determined was about 8 months.
So how long?
It's not temporarily
It's 8 months
starving
when-
them.
Okay, when did that happen?
That was actually before the starvation claim even actually came out by the IPC report. So there was actually no even starvation
what
claim
year?
even when that was happening. That was
what year
the
did that happen?
2024, I believe it was.
Okay, and then again, they did it in 2025. The World Food Program reported that food stocks for hot meals, they ran out on April 25, following a 7-week block on aid. So Israeli authorities.
Okay, so then it was
blocked food from
2025
coming
I'm
in
talking
for
about.
7 weeks.
Right.
No, that's a separate one. You said it was several months. This is 7 weeks, and this is afterwards. This
No,
is a
I
separate
said
starvation.
2 months. I hope you know 7 weeks is about 2 months. You understand that, right, Sneako?
But you said it was in.
This dude don't even know how many weeks is in a month. Holy shit. This dude is getting cooked, bro. Oh my god, he's getting cooked.
It was the years prior.
I said it was
wasn't in
January to
2025.
March. I couldn't remember if it was 2025 or 2024. I'm assuming you're reading January to March of 2025, right?
No, this is April.
April?
April 2025.
Right, that's
World
after.
Food Program report.
Right. You said that was after the
Yeah.
blockade, so you are talking about January to March. April would be the month after March. So it's talking about what already happened.
Yeah, but you're
correct?
starting in January. 7 weeks. 7 weeks is not until January. The point
It
is,
is.
starvation.
January plus
Okay.
7 weeks would get you to March, unless you not January 1st. I'm saying in January. Do you understand? There's 4 weeks in a month, right, Sneako?
Yeah, 100%. The point is that
He
this
is
is
stupid,
intentional
bro.
starvation.
Dumb as
That's the
rocks.
point.
Okay.
No wonder
So
why
how
the
many
Islam
people
leaders love
starved?
this
How many
nigga.
people
Intentional
starved?
starvation.
How many people starved in Gaza? Like died from starvation?
They're saying, okay, from the humanitarian crisis, this is again from the World Food Program, over 2 million people in Gaza are severely food insecure with famine-like
No,
conditions.
I asked you how many
2
people
million
died from
people.
starvation.
I don't have that stat off the top of my head.
According
but I
to
have 2 million
Hamas,
people.
Yeah, according to
They have
Hamas,
2 million
themselves-
people. The World Food Program. So, okay, people can die from many causes. Starvation is a gateway to different diseases, to different sickness. This is a way to kill people slowly. So, say they have COVID after they have been starved with famine-like conditions. Then
When
it
did
will
they
be
start
reported as a
starving
COVID
them?
death. They are still being
I got
starved.
you. I'm telling you why you're wrong. So when did the starvation start? Was it October 8th, 2023? When did they say we are now going to start starving them?
October 7th, 2023.
Okay, so and it went throughout the entire war, correct?
On and off since then, yes.
Okay, so for about 2 years, these magical people were being starved, which starve is when your body literally starts to eat itself. You're saying that these people, strongest people in history, I guess, they were all being starved. Yet somehow, even at the end of the war, Hamas claimed those that died from not just starvation, but just malnutrition was less than, according to Hamas, I don't believe their numbers, but let's go with it, was less than 400 people. In a society of 2.1 million. Hold on one sec. 2.1 million people. Hold on one sec. Hold on one sec.
2 million people with famine-like
here we
conditions.
go.
2 million people. So, okay,
So
you
you
just want to
said
report specific starving
okay.
to death.
That's
Literally,
not the
your
same
body
thing.
incapable.
No, starvation
Okay.
is level 5. Okay, I'm trying to answer you, but you keep cutting me off. So starvation,
The point is
according
you're trying
to
to
the
kill them.
wow,
You want to
he
define
really
starvation.
This shit just makes me a proud Christian every time, bro. I know this ain't a debate about religion, but holy shit. The brain rot and retardation on their side is fucking glorious, bro. Oh my god. This man is so slow. And he's literally becoming like one of the top niggas for that shit. What is it called? The Dower? He's one of the top niggas for the Dower community right now, so he's not representing right.
He doesn't want to.
The point.
He really doesn't want to
The
hear
bigger
the
point.
answer.
Okay, you wanted
No,
to.
no, no, no,
Everyone
no, no.
knows level
No, no, no,
5
no,
is
no.
what's required for starvation. Level 5
Okay.
is what's required for starvation,
The point
according
is
to the
they
IPC.
are cutting off the food supply to kill them. That's
So
the
no,
bigger point,
that's
not the
actually
definition of
not
starvation.
true.
I know you want to harp on definitions. 2 million people have reported having famine-like conditions according to the World
Famine is
Food
not
Program.
even close to starvation. Most war zones have famine-like
I am
conditions.
aware, but
So you're changing,
forcing-
you're moving the goalpost from
I'm not-
starvation to normal.
He knows he's cooked, boy. Why did you even join this live, bro? What is wrong with you? You know you cooked. Look at that face, boy. Sneako. Sneako. Yeah, my boy, you getting fucking cooked, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. This is my first time ever watching a Sneako debate. Nigga, you is doing bad. I ain't gonna lie. This is fucking like a beginner debating, bro. Holy shit.
Normal things that happen in a lot of wars, especially in urban warfare conflict. I agree with you. There was a lot of people that had food insecurity. That happens in urban warfare.
Yeah.
You didn't say that. You're moving the goalposts because you're getting proven wrong. You said they
Not
were
moving the goalpost.
starving
No.
to death. You understand?
Show us where they was starving to death, Sneako.
The difference between
Yeah.
starvation and famine.
Oh my lord.
Famine has
Yeah.
5
Famine
levels
is-
according to the IPC. Level 5 would be starvation.
It's a slow process, and the intention is to weaken.
It's so
and
slow
kill
that
them.
after 2 years, less than 400 people died, according to.
That's what I'm trying to say too. Like, this is the worst kind of genocide. Fucking this backward genocide, if you ask me. Because holy shit, they got more people than fucking 2 years ago, and they still haven't died from starvation. What the fuck?
Hamas, by the way. Very, very,
It's
very
the
slow
worst
process.
fucking
They
genocide
had
I've ever seen.
70,000 birds.
People.
You know what happens
What would
during
the other intention
starvation?
be?
Got it.
What would
Do
the
you
other
know what
intention be?
happens? Right.
2 million people with famine. What's the other intention besides killing and weakening?
Yeah,
them?
that happens in urban warfare. That's not an Israel-specific
Once
thing or
again,
Gaza-specific thing. Urban
So-
war.
We're talking about war, Sneako. War. Like, holy shit, bro. You can't be serious, man. There's famine in every war. Well, not every war, but the majority of wars had famine in it because people prioritized weaponry and technology over food. So there was less food production, less oil production, all that shit, because people was prioritizing wartime. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude, bro? He really that delusional?
Warfare
Is that right?
creates these
Is that right?
conditions.
Is that correct?
I think war is
Because
always wrong.
Hamas is not starving Israel.
Sure, I'd be more than
Okay,
glad
so
to
it's
answer you.
wrong.
I
Right.
think
So-
war.
so
Okay, you
starving
don't.
people is starving
It's
people is
funny how
wrong.
you ask me a question, but you
There you go.
don't
And then
want
he
to hear
just
the
talks
answer.
over you, yeah.
This is what people
Sounds
do
familiar.
when they're losing a
Sounds
debate.
familiar. Oh,
I
sounds
understand.
familiar. Oh, wow. I'm
Do
getting.
you have something to say? I'd
deja
love to
vu right
hear
now.
it. You asked me a
Yes.
question,
The intention of cutting off food supply is
so
to
you're just
kill
repeating
people.
yourself.
That's the
okay?
bigger point. If
Got
you want
it.
to define famine specifically, the greater
Mhm.
point is Israel is trying to starve them to death.
Uh-huh. Okay, can I answer now? Because you're just repeating what you've already said 3 times.
I didn't ask you a question.
Actually,
I'm
you
telling
did. You
what
asked me,
this
do I
is.
think it's wrong? You did literally ask a question.
And you agreed.
I
and you
didn't
agreed, and
agree.
I'm telling
You
you now.
said I
you
agreed.
just
I
said- you
never
just said-
did.
You just said this
I-
act of war is wrong.
No, I didn't say that. See, that's the problem.
You don't
I
listen,
said,
Sneako.
okay, see, this is the problem when you're losing so bad, you're
You
trying
just
to
said
just
that.
yell over me.
We all heard it.
I'm literally
yelling
recording
over
this.
you.
I promise you,
No
I
one's
didn't
yelling.
say it. I said I
streaming it, and we all
believe
saw it.
war. I got it. I said I believe war is bad. That's true. I didn't say what you said was bad. War does
You
create
said
conditions.
urban warfare. You said starvation is urban warfare. Then you said war is bad.
I didn't
Therefore,
say
starving
that.
people in
No,
this forced
I
famine
said
is bad.
famine, not starvation. I said famine
It's an act
conditions.
of urban warfare.
Right, not starvation. You notice how you changed my words? So I didn't say
You said
starvation.
famine was an act. No.
Okay, he's cutting me off again. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, you want to follow these legal definitions? Do you think it's
not
wrong?
that's actually not a legal definition. This is just actually just reality. I'm not even saying anything legal right now.
Just ask you as a person.
Okay,
do you think
so
it's
you're not
right
going to let me
that
answer. Okay.
I'm not asking. This is the question I'm asking you. Do you think it's right that 2 million people in Palestine have famine conditions?
Do I think it's right based off what? Like, do I think Israel's doing it, or do I think the war
conditions
doing it?
Do you think that's more? Do you think that's morally right?
I think it's
while the world is watching and you're you're defending a place and you're against it, right? 2 million people have famine-like conditions. Is this something you're okay with?
Yeah. So
yes, it happens all the time,
brother. I
brother.
need you to let me answer.
Holy
okay?
shit!
I think it's very easy to ask these virtue signaling questions, like, "Hey, do you think cancer's wrong? Hey, do you think war's bad? Hey, do you think..." Yes, Sneako, I think all these things are wrong. What I don't want to answer is when you remove context from a situation and force this like leftist style argument where you force people to answer.
Okay, so
I'm trying.
He's
to
trying
finish
to
one more
talk,
sentence, and I
bro.
promise I'll let you go. When you force these arguments to ask vague questions, and when someone answers that vague, like, "Do you think cancer's bad?" question, and I say yes, then you go, "See, he says cancer's bad. Why doesn't he put more funding into it?" That yes, I think war's bad, Sneako. Oh my God, is war bad? Yes, right. I do.
So you agree it's bad that 2 million people have famine-like conditions in Palestine. Do you also agree that Israel is the nation responsible for this famine?
No.
Nope.
No, they're not responsible for it. Who's responsible?
The people who built their economy.
Oh my Lord!
I'll tell you who's responsible.
Who's responsible?
Yeah,
I mean, look. So this is according to the NGO challenges that say that nearly 90% requests for aid were rejected. I provided evidence that Israel's cutting off the food supply. So they are clearly directly responsible.
Right.
This is coming from the UN. This is coming from the World Food Program. That Israel is responsible for the famine of 2 million people.
Great. So yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, this dude got a lot of patience, bro. We only halfway. We're only halfway through this fucking debate. This dude got so much patience, bro. Holy shit. And Sneako is really debating this nigga for 2 hours. That's how you know he's trying to win. He's trying his hardest to get some points in, boy. Cause he do not want to leave this shit until he fucking gets some kind of W. My man is losing bad, bro. You gotta fucking hang it up, brother. Learn to debate. Come back tomorrow. I'm fucking with this dude though, Nick Matau. He actually got a level head, a level mind.
Yeah,
so you're saying that it's close to cancer. Yes, cancer is like it's bad that people have cancer, but if we could prevent it, we should. So we can prevent the starvation.
You cannot.
And you're supporting the nation that's responsible for it.
It's not starvation, and I'd be more than glad to answer, but you really don't want me to.
Famine. The nation that you're defending is responsible. Is the nation you're defending responsible for this famine?
You already asked that, Sneako. Do you forget already?
Okay. You have many sources why. There's no. What's the other explanation?
Yeah. So again, when you remove all context with these vague virtue signaling questions, it's very easy to just get yes or no's because that's what you're looking for. You're not looking for explanation. So what I'm going to say is, can you name for me? Because I'm going to ask you a question. I know it might be hard. Can you name for me any urban warfare where even a city, a state, borders, whatever you want to call it, big or small, that was isolated by the other belligerent, that gave more food or even as much food as Israel has sent in, even with all that 90% denial, has sent into the Gaza Strip? Can you name one time in all of even just, I was just going to say modern history, but even history, where they allowed more food or even as much food as, even according to UNRWA, the United Nations, has gone into the Gaza Strip? Can you name? How about Saudi Arabia with Yemen?
Nope.
Has Saudi Arabia in 10 years given more food? You're not going to answer, are you?
So you're answering. You're not going to answer the question. The question
Oh
was
my
who's
God,
responsible for this starvation.
Yeah, so I think war, again, I don't think there's a mass starvation. You are trying to use the word famine and apply mass starvation. First off, even the IPC didn't even say there was starvation across the whole Gaza Strip. They only classified that for the Gaza government.
Well, you want to bring up the IPC?
Please bring it up. I read all 87 pages. Please bring it up. I will fucking school you on the IPC report. It says Gaza government was labeled as a level 5. Do you know what the Gaza government is, Sneako?
641,000 people were projected to be in IPC Phase 5 starvation.
Right, projected. When did they actually claim it? Projection is not when they actually label it.
Projecting is different.
So can you tell me?
This is a lie?
No, of course not. What I said is
projection is not
do.
fact.
The way the IPC reports do
it's not
is they
fact.
make a projection and then they determine if that projection is correct. There was only one time that they actually determined that, and it was for the Gaza Governorate. Do you know what the Gaza Governorate is for the second time I'm asking?
You're still deflecting.
It's literally the same
literally
exact
telling
subject.
you. He's fighting you on the same subject.
I've already answered this. War and urban warfare cause.
So war is responsible. War is responsible for the famine.
So no, I'm trying to answer beyond that, but you only let me say one or two words, and then you cut me off.
So war is not. There's people that are cutting off supply. War is not responsible for the acts.
You notice how he was very cordial at the beginning, and then when he started losing, he cuts off a lot.
Very cordial right now because
you're not letting me answer beyond one word. I was trying to answer.
War is a very.
You're correct. That's a dumb answer because it's not the full answer. You're right. That's true, Sneako. Okay. When you cut people off after one word, it does kind of.
Because it's a people responsible for it. What people are responsible
for?
Well,
actually, that's not particularly true. I say it's a group. I wouldn't just say it's just a people.
What group of people?
So what I would say is who started the war. War causes these conditions. Let me say more.
Let him finish, bro. Let him finish.
War causes these conditions in every urban warfare conflict in all of
history. We have this fucking information.
Some specialty for just Gaza or Israel is
ridiculous.
So when you ask who started the war, very clearly, this war post-October 7th was started by Hamas and the collaborators of Hamas, like the PIJ, PFLP, DFLP, Army of Islam, PRC, Mujahideen brigades, etc. So that's the full answer. I just needed to get to it. Go ahead.
They have been bombed. We started with 1948, and I'm very glad we started.
Why did we start with 48? Why would you start with 48?
Because they've been kicked.
Why would you start with 48? That makes no fucking sense. So since they was bombed in 48, they had a war. It was a war. They had a war in 1948, right? You telling me that gives them the right? That gives them the pass for October 7th, 2025, or was it 2024? They get a pass for that? Yeah, you're fucking bugging, Sneako. I ain't gonna lie. You're so delusional, gang. You're so delusional, bro. This is a new thing, bro. You can't compare something that happened 48 to something that happens in today's time, bro. You're fucking delusional, gang. You lost this debate, bro. You're cooked.
It's out of their homes because this does not start on October 7th. This has been
I agree it didn't start on October 7th.
This is when it was declared a war. You said that war was responsible. We have clarified in the beginning who started taking the land. Therefore, the people that moved in there was already a civilization. They are responsible for the war.
Oh, okay.
They are the ones who started.
So when did the war start? You said 48?
Yes.
In 1936, when they targeted and slaughtered 510 Jews during the Third Jaffa riots, what was the reason for that if it didn't start till 48, Sneako? Can you answer that without deflecting?
We're talking about this land, these people.
It was literally, I'm talking about the exact same land, Sneako. I'm not talking, literally in Palestine. Why did they target and slaughter 510 Jews during the Third Jaffa riots? That was 12 years, started 12 years before 1948. So you said, and I quote, it started in 1948. I wanted to make sure I heard you say that. So can you explain, without deflecting, can you explain why they did that?
It's still in the States, brother.
We're talking about the states of Israel and Palestine.
Oh, so you want to purposely start it only on the convenient year for you, and you want to ignore everything before?
Because you will move. Wow. Because you are trying to talk about it's a conflict between two nations. So if we're going to talk about conflict between two nations, because you're saying war is
I didn't say two nations. Hamas is not a nation. That was a stupid point. That was a really stupid point.
Right. Well, okay,
Never said two nations.
Clearly the resistance. That's the resistance.
Not of a nation. Like not of a nation.
That's like saying, okay, that's
the IDF is Israel. What is Hamas?
It's a political organization that
not of a nation.
Majority voted in.
Not of a nation.
According to you.
According to international law,
there is no Palestine, brother.
Delusional.
Oh my God.
So you're saying that war is responsible, so it's between two groups of people.
Right, so answer my question about 36. What was the reason, you notice how he won't answer it. Why, if you said it started in 48, what was the reason for slaughtering 510 Jews in 36? Why is that such a hard question to answer? It's not a ridiculous question. You said it started in 48.
Tell me. Tell me.
Well, I can tell you is because it isn't just about Zionism or Israel. It's about Jews. But you don't believe that, so I have to ask you. Don't ask me to answer for you just because you don't have an answer. Why would I answer for you?
I'm answering your question. Between two groups of people, this could only be because you're going on about semantics and legal definitions. It started in 1948. This is when this conflict started.
Wow, how convenient.
This is what is a pretext for what happened on October 7th. It's not convenient.
So the Balfour Declaration wasn't involved at all? Because that was in 1917.
It did not come into action until 1948. Oh,
actually, the Balfour Declaration never came into... Wait, stop. You just got something else wrong. The Balfour Declaration never applied because the Balfour Declaration was prior to 1921 when the British... Correct. The British created the Transjordan, the Emirate of Transjordan, in 1921. So the Balfour Declaration actually referred to all of today's Jordan and today's Israel, Palestine, whatever you want to call it. And they took 77, really 78% of the land, gave it to the Arabs, kicked out all the Jews, by the way, that lived there and legally owned land there, kicked them all out and said no Jews were allowed to migrate there. Ironically, Jews didn't seem to become fucking terrorists after that. They didn't start screaming. Actually, why is there no free Palestine movement in Jordan today? They took the Palestinian land. They don't call it Palestine. The governing power in Jordan are not Palestinians. Why is it that they don't call for a free Palestine? And we're not talking about a tiny portion. It's 78% of the entire land.
Okay.
What happened to that?
To Jordan, we went off of several different topics.
We don't have to go to Jordan if you want to answer about 36. That'd be great, since you deflected from that.
Right. So, I mean, Jews have been kicked out of land. They've been kicked out of 100.
I don't know what that has to do with my question. This is a total deflection.
Right.
Why did they, if it
didn't
start...
Deflection. This is a deflection. This is a separate subject.
If it didn't start until 48, then why did they kill Jews in 1936 if it had nothing to do with this conflict? Because you said it didn't start until 48, so please.
If you want to take, okay, but the reason it's a deflection, because if you want to talk about the expulsion of Jews, if you want to talk about the fact that they've been kicked out of countries,
I'm not talking about that at all. You're talking about that. I never mentioned that once. I said, why did they?
Separate from Israel and Palestine.
Literally talking about in Palestine, in the land, in 1936, they slaughtered 500. How about this? 1929 in Hebron. Do you know where Hebron is, Sneako? Do you agree that's Palestine?
Separate conversation. So
it's the same thing. We're talking about the conflict. So in 1929,
you're saying 1936. Let's answer this one. You said 1936. So
you do want to answer it. So somebody finally gave you the answer. Okay. Cool. Let's hear
it. Right, somebody finally gave him the.
I'm literally,
riots, and even then, it's reported
literally looking at the screen.
Yeah, it was riots, right? So people died. People die in riots. There's always infiltration from different intelligence groups. And actually, Arabs defended the Jews in these riots.
Oh, really? That's why they slaughtered them. Interesting. Yeah. How about in 1929 in Hebron?
How do you blame that?
In 1929,
how do you say about the Arabs that were defending the Jews?
Yeah, so again, I'm telling you about what happened physically, right? This idea, whatever your friend sent you, is ridiculous. In 1929, they went to an anti-Zionist community. Ones that were so anti-Zionist that the Haganah went to go defend them, and they said, "Get out of here, you Zionists." They went to them and they great. They went Haganah. No, you're thinking maybe Irgun, but Haganah. What are you talking? Whatever. You're just trying to deflect. 1929, they went to an anti-Zionist community and slaughtered them. Why did they do that? I thought it was about Israel and Zionism. What was the purpose of slaughtering anti-Zionist Jews for?
Well, the Arabs were defending. To call that a genocide is not equivalent to what's going on.
I didn't call that a genocide. I never called that a genocide. I don't even.
Nobody said it was a genocide. We are simply citing when the conflict has started. Because you're the one who took it from 2024 all the way back to 1948. And then now he's bringing it back down to 1936. So we just trying to get back to the bottom of when the conflict started. Says you want to bring it back, he'll bring it back further. Like, what the fuck is we even talking about, Sneako? And then you talking about what people said in your chat, but you don't have no evidence to back that shit up once again. My man actually have historical evidence that 500 Jews died because of that shit.
I don't know why you said that. That was a stupid answer.
Applying this response completely to Arabs or Muslims is
I'm applying it specifically to you saying the conflict started in 48. I think it's very convenient to say it started. I think it's ridiculous when people say the whole conflict started on October 7th. It's stupid. It's dumb. Of course the conflict didn't start on October 7th. This specific context started on October 7th, but the conflict, of course it didn't. It's equally as stupid to say it started on this arbitrary date. It's ridiculous. You sound just as dumb. Stupid. You sound just as dumb as people who say it started on October 7th. Right.
Literally.
I sound dumb. It's as stupid as somebody like you, a goyim, defending a state that would not
exist. Goyim is plural, genius. Would not,
just an FYI.
Yeah, okay, goyim, you're a goy, goy's whatever. Perfect. I'm glad you know it because you are one and you're one of the top.
Yeah, it means nation in Hebrew. Stupid, I know, crazy.
There's nothing more stupid than somebody here who's defending a state that was using pedophile blackmail to get American politicians money. Right here. So who did Epstein work for? If you're gonna say I'm stupid, you're here. Epstein
really wants to change the subject.
If you really are white.
He literally changed the subject completely.
You're going to talk about stupidity. There's
nothing more stupid.
There's nothing more stupid than a goy sitting here defending a state that allowed
Epstein
to defend Muslims.
To rape children.
I guess I should defend Muslims then.
Why are you supporting a state?
No, convince me. Tell me why I should defend Muslims.
No, no, don't deflect now. Don't deflect
now. The guy that deflected to Epstein doesn't want to deflect to his pedophile prophet. Wow, call me, I'm so shocked. I'm so shocked. He deflected to Epstein when nobody brought up Epstein. But the second I brought up Islam, he's like, no, please don't deflect.
We can talk about that. We can talk about that.
No, we don't have to. I just find that hilarious. I find that ironic as fuck.
There's nothing more hilarious than a goy defending a state.
Yeah. I got it. Yeah, you've said that already. I got it. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm the best goy.
So let's talk about this. We'll talk about anything that you want to talk about. Let's talk about Epstein right now. Who did Epstein work for?
So you're allowed to deflect to something else, but I can't deflect.
You don't want to talk about it?
It's not about wanting to talk about it. I just find it ironic when this whole time you keep saying I'm deflecting. You didn't even come close to answering any of my questions.
We went to October 7th.
Never
we went to your famine definition. We went to your starvation definition.
Never came close, bro.
Yeah, again, this idea, Epstein was a disgusting piece of shit just like the Prophet Muhammad. I think they're equally bad. I don't like pedophilia.
Like they're both pedophiles.
Disgusting.
Who cares? Bye-bye.
If anyone's a pedophile, they should be castrated.
Kill them. That's
Just
it.
so you know, Muhammad's Aisha was 4 to 5 years younger. 4 to 5 years younger than Epstein's youngest victim, and they're both equally disgusting. See how he doesn't want to? No. I don't want to talk about that, please.
That's simple. It's really that simple.
Please.
I thought you were hadith expert. First off, this is not confirmed.
It's Sahih al-Bukhari 5133, narrated by Aisha herself. It says he married me when I was 6.
When Epstein,
Epstein's disgusting.
This is not part of the
Sahih al-Bukhari. It's Sahih al-Bukhari, the most accepted hadiths in the world.
Make it so hot right now.
You still haven't answered the question. I've answered every single one of your questions. You're going to hadith. You're going to your different things.
He said Sahih al-Bukhari is not accepted. That is insane. It's the most accepted hadith in the entire world.
Hadith is up to interpretation.
What does Sahih mean?
Sahih means confirmed.
Question before you keep deflecting. I answered all your questions. Who did Epstein work for?
Who did he
work for?
Who
the fuck did he work for? What?
Yes.
I have no idea who he worked for.
You have no idea.
My guess, so I'll answer my guess. I think he was I'm going to answer.
You have no idea who he worked for.
Sure, I'd be more than glad. I will tell you. There are many people that he had connections with, including Israelis like Ehud Barak, disgusting. He had relations with a lot of Arab leaders, including getting the Kaaba to the cloth of the Kaaba to his own personal self. Also disgusting people. He had relations with U.S. government personnel or government officials. Also disgusting. He had a lot with Russian. Also disgusting. I think they're all equally disgusting. In fact, the Israeli government people like Benjamin Netanyahu and Smotrich both called out Ehud Barak years before America was even talking about it because of his relations with Jeffrey Epstein. Yes, you're correct. He had relations with a lot of people.
No.
You believe he worked for the Mossad. You believe he worked for the Mossad.
I'm asking what I believe. I'm asking you, who did Epstein work for?
I have no idea.
You have no clue who he works for.
There's over like 4 million pages that have been released so far. I have not read them all. Why don't you tell me who he worked for?
You have no idea what state he supported. You have no idea about the emails calling other people goyim. You have no idea about
I've
Ehud
read
Barak,
those.
former Israeli Prime Minister.
Goyim.
Okay, you've read those.
Goyim.
You have the
Do you
Israeli
think
flag
I'm
right
just
behind
confused
you.
real
Ehud
quick?
Barak-
Do you think Goyim is automatically? I'm answering your point. Do you think Goyim is like
You're not.
automatically just like
You're
a
deflecting again.
derogatory term?
You're deflecting again. And Epstein
You
definitely used it as a
literally just
derogatory
said
term.
it, dude. How am I deflecting? You just said that. You said the email saying
Yeah, well,
Goyim.
And I'm answering you. Yeah, Epstein definitely used it as a derogatory term. Ehud Barak.
Do you think I'm
former
gonna
Israeli
defend
Prime-
Epstein? He was a pedophile. Yeah,
Sounds
he's
like you
a
are. Yeah,
disgusting person.
Yeah, you 100% are saying that he worked for Russia or worked for Saudi Arabia.
I
It's
didn't say
retarded.
that at all. I
It is
said
the
he had
most retarded thing
relations
I've
with
ever-
these people. He literally did. Are you
Relations,
denying?
yeah.
Wait, real quick. Can you just
The
say that
fact-
for the
wait,
camera?
wait.
Are you saying? Are you
Okay,
denying that he didn't have any relations with these people?
Of course, but who was he working for was the question, and you deflected off of that.
I
Running
didn't
cover
deflect.
for-
I said I have
running
no
cover-
idea.
No, oh, you said relations when the question was work. Somebody running cover.
My
for the
very
most brutal,
first
disgusting
answer,
pedophile black
my
girl
very
apparition of all
first
time
answer was I have
might
no
be the
idea
most
who he
disgusting
worked
thing.
for.
If
He
you
is
are running
crashing the
cover-
fuck out.
You are running cover for
He's
Epstein.
crashing
How
Right
is
the
now.
fuck
me?
out.
Can you just
Crashing
answer
out.
a quick question before?
You're acting clueless about
Can you
this?
just answer a
You're
quick
acting
question
clueless
before
about
you
this?
run away?
No, you're not answering my question. You said you have no
I
idea
just-
who he worked for. So I'm going to follow
I
up.
don't know.
Because let's stay on this.
Just
I answer
tell
all your-
me
you don't
who
know.
he
So-
worked for.
Okay. I tell you, I'm just like you. I'm doing research. We're trying to
Right,
find
so why
conclusive
is your
So
evidence.
answer different than
why?
mine?
What the fuck?
So
Why are
let
you
him
pressing
run.
Listen,
him
you have
then?
no idea, right? But you know
Right.
that Ehud Barak, former Israeli prime minister,
Can I
not only
answer
stayed
more
at
than
his
a couple
house-
words?
No, you can't.
He's
I'm in
crashing
charge.
the fuck
He
out.
visited
He
around
doesn't want to
30
hear an
times.
answer.
He's
He
bugging.
said
He's
that he was
cooked,
gonna
bro.
meet with your prime minister.
He's
Netanyahu,
halfway
who's
done
flying
right
out
now.
behind you. You are
He's
representing
halfway
a
done,
foreign
bro.
say
He's
that.
about to
prime
hit
minister
that.
visited Epstein.
that
what,
beep.
allegedly
About to
30
turn on
times
red.
in his
You're saying
Manhattan
Benjamin
apartment. Who was
Netanyahu
he-
visited Epstein?
I said Ehud Barak did, dummy.
I think
Benjamin
Ehud Barak is
Netanyahu, he was
disgusting.
gonna have. Oh, okay, the former one, just not the current one. He said he was gonna
Yeah,
meet
just
with
like I think
Netanyahu,
Clinton is
the prime
disgusting the
minister.
former president. What a stupid point. If Clinton was a
Oh,
former
okay, so
president, I
he's-
think he's disgusting too.
Okay,
What was the point?
Look at you deflecting and trying to talk about his.
No, I'm
relations.
saying
Who he
I
was
think it's
working
the
for.
same
What
thing.
state
What's
was
the
he
point?
benefiting? What
Uh-huh.
state was he benefiting, and who was
He's
he
about
working
to
for?
run, but
You're
Nate-
He's
sweating
definitely
now.
gonna run.
Lee
Yeah.
answering him, was he Russian?
Thank you, Juan.
Leslie Wexner, was he Saudi? This is the people that turned him into a billionaire that funded this island. Were
Yeah, I
these
think
people
they're all wrong.
spies for Qatar? They're all wrong. So
Once
okay, now
again,
that
they're
you know,
disgusting.
it's disgusting. Now you are
wrong
willfully
with that
ignoring
answer?
the evidence in front of you. Okay, so Jewish Zionists funded him. His girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, right?
Ghislaine.
Her father was Mossad. What?
Her father wasn't
that's
the
her
Mossad.
father.
Her father wasn't the Mossad. That comes from a book, just so you know. Can I answer?
You're saying Robert Maxwell wasn't Mossad?
No, I'm saying it's not been confirmed. Let me just answer more than a couple words. You're like literally yelling
Robert,
and screaming.
I can
Tell him to
yelling and
take a breath.
screaming. Oh, don't
Just
victimize
take-
yourself now. You're
Sneako,
running
can
cover
you
for-
take a
you're running
breath?
cover for Pedophile Island. I can't take a
He
breath. because
really
you're-
doesn't
you're-
want me to
Bro.
answer.
You're ignoring
He
right
is-
now. No.
This dude is
Can I just-
delusional,
Maxwell
gang. He
was
can't
100%
debate.
Literally.
Mossad.
Okay, can you just
He
tell
was
me how? Maybe I'm
100%
wrong.
Mossad.
Can you tell me how you know that?
He's been credited by Israeli officials at
Right,
being
where
the
does that come
founder
from?
and being the arms. This comes from Israeli officials. This comes
Right,
from
who?
the fact
Can you tell
that
me who?
he was being paid by Mossad. He was being paid
Who?
by Israeli government.
Right, can you just
He
tell
was-
me who? You just keep
Who?
saying that this
Let me
happened,
tell you
trust me,
exactly
bro.
who.
Perfect. See, you have to Google, so you don't know. It comes from the book that was actually promoted on Candace Owens' show. I actually read that book, and in
No,
it,
long before. No, this came along before Candace Owens.
if you just
Oh
no,
my
I
God,
said
this
she
dude is
promoted it on her
retarded.
show. I didn't
He's
say
so
she
retarded,
wrote the
bro.
book, dude. You have to listen
He's
before
so
you
retarded.
answer.
You said it came from a show.
I didn't.
No,
I
he
said
didn't.
she again.
He
I'm
said he
recording it. You'll see
promoted
the
it,
clips.
bro.
I said she promoted it. I promise
He
you.
is
I
so
said that.
dumb.
Anyways, guys, shout out to my YouTube.
Okay.
You'll see this. Anyway, so
No one's in
it said, yeah, okay. So again, she
How much?
promoted it. Not it came from her show. Of course, Candace Owens doesn't write that shit. So anyways, what it says is this guy who wasn't even actually an official anymore. He said that it was alleged that there were people who believed, and this is what his book says, that Robert Maxwell did work, not even worked for the Mossad, but did work with the Mossad. Now, it's
Oh.
possible. Hold on one sec, relax, don't crash out again. You're doing good. So it's possible because he said that somebody alleged that
right.
this is true. Now, is it possible he's right? Of course it is. But that's not the same thing as evidence, Sneako. That's someone saying that he heard someone else say it. Of course it could be right. And guess
It's
what?
an allegation.
If it is right, well, I'm not going to blame him, but Ghislaine, absolutely disgusting.
But I do
She
think
shouldn't
he's
even be
CIA
in just
or
prison.
Mossad.
She should be executed. Jeffrey Epstein, I wish could survive, so they castrated him. You're saying I'm running cover for a guy that I'm literally saying is disgusting.
Because it's very clear who we work for. He fled to Israel after
But
sex
you have
crimes
no
and they
information. You
protected
just Googled. Tell me what you read.
Okay, this has been suspect that he was smuggling weapons. He has
No,
ties to
I meant
Mossad.
about the
Okay, you want to
You
hear
just say
actual
it's been
information?
speculated. You just said it's been speculated. That's what I said. How come what you're saying is
At the
wrong?
time, it's like I'm going to.
Wait a
I'm going to
minute.
bring.
I said the same
Do you
exact
want
thing,
evidence?
and you said I was running cover. You just repeated what I said.
No. I'm giving you actual evidence right now.
Oh, perfect.
Jeffrey Epstein himself said that Mossad executed Robert Maxwell after he tried to extort them of 500 million pounds because he had secrets. He had secrets that Mossad had. Only a Mossad agent has Mossad secrets to that extent.
Jeffrey Epstein said that he was a Mossad agent and he was executed for...
Epstein said that Mossad allegedly
Keep liking,
assassinated
keep
Robert
sharing.
Maxwell because he tried to extort Mossad of their secrets. Only an agent is going to be able to have secrets of Mossad at that level.
Okay, what are you reading right now so I can look into this? Listen, Sneako, you have to understand...
Either way,
I
what
admitted
does
it.
this
That's
matter,
admitted it.
bro?
That's
This
okay.
is not the debate.
No,
What the
go
fuck?
look at the
This has
Epstein
nothing to do with
files yourself. You
Palestine.
can always read. Oh, I read all this
Jesus
hadith.
Christ.
You don't read the Epstein files. You have the
first
flag
off-
of a country behind you where
well,
Epstein's
first off,
fingerprints
I've read
are
it-
all over it. You don't research that. You
just-
look away
are
on this.
crashing
You're an expert.
out. You are crashing out.
I'm not crashing out. This is how.
I'm trying to
ridiculous
answer you the
and this is
difference between
your
the
line of
Epstein
thinking is.
files. I'm trying to answer you the difference between the Epstein files and 20,000 hadiths. Hadiths are sometimes a sentence long to maybe a paragraph. The Epstein files are over that has been released. I think it's 4 to 5 million pages. It's so stupid to say, well, you've read this many hadiths and you haven't read the Epstein files. Dude, have you read all the Epstein files?
And who the
Of course
fuck
you
want to
haven't. That's
sit there
rhetorical.
and read that?
I read enough to make to have a conclusive claim that he worked for Israel. Again,
Right, I'm gonna look this up. Did Epstein?
Prime Minister.
Well,
okay,
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna
look
it
up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look it up to see if you're even telling the
Good boy,
truth.
look
Say
it up.
Robert
And you should probably
Maxwell
rip down that flag.
was
If I can prove to you
assassinated.
that Epstein, if I could prove to you that Epstein was an Israeli operation, are you gonna rip that flag down?
Israeli operation
Yes.
by what? By current Israel today, like the people in government today, or before? I'm just confused.
Yeah, Netanyahu was still in charge. He said he was gonna meet with Netanyahu. He said a meeting set up. If this was an Israeli operation to get Epstein to blackmail American politicians to support Israel, will you rip down that flag?
I don't think you'll be
You
able
said
to
it's
prove
disgusting.
that whatsoever.
Okay, do you want to hear while you Google things like a good goy?
So
Prime Minister.
I'm already
Yitzhak
real quick. I
Shamir-
already looked up the first thing, and that's not true. So can you provide where you're getting that from about Epstein saying that Robert Maxwell was assassinated by the Mossad?
I'll give all of that to you. The second one,
No, I want that one first.
I don't really care what you want. You're covering up for Epstein. Prime Minister Yitzhak
Yeah,
Bro,
so
this
no,
dude is
no,
reportedly
stop,
stated
stop.
that
So you're
Maxwell
crashing
has
out.
done
You
more for Israel today that can be said. Prime
Great.
Minister, Israeli Prime Minister said Robert Maxwell has done more for Israel than can today be said.
Cool. I will be more than glad. Can you prove your first point instead of running away from it because you lied?
You don't like this one?
No,
You
it's
don't-
not
you don't
about
like the Prime
liking it or
Minister
not.
saying-
I don't particularly care what
Okay.
people in the past said. If you want me to say
You
they're
don't?
disgusting, they're
You
disgusting.
don't care about, but you have the
I
nation
think
of a,
this
you have the
is-
flag right here, and the former
Sure.
prime minister
What
of that
the fuck
country
does
I can
that
answer
matter,
that.
Robert
bro?
Maxwell
Okay.
did more for Israel than can today be stated.
that's
and you said
amazing.
you don't care.
That's
If
amazing.
you don't care what happened in the past,
It's
wait,
not
you
about
said,
that.
You said you don't care about the past. Then why are you harping on
Why
about
would-
1946?
wait, are you asking me-
Why are you harping on about 1927?
Can I answer?
Why do you keep talking about October 7th?
I'd
You
be
don't
more
care
than
about
glad
the
to
past?
answer. You guys
Bro,
notice
this
how he
nigga's
doesn't let
giving
me
me a
answer.
headache, bro.
Be more than glad to answer. Are
Well,
you telling
I'm following
me?
your line of
Yo,
logic.
you
I'm
No,
following
you're
your
not,
line of logic.
because
Fuck.
I didn't say I don't care
You
about
said
what
you don't care
happened
about what
in the.
happened in the past.
I didn't say
You don't
that.
care-
I didn't say that. I said I don't care about what
Let him
someone just
run.
said in the past. I didn't say I don't care about the past. Specifically with Robert Maxwell, are you telling me Robert Maxwell was doing something with the Epstein Island? Should I condemn Robert Maxwell? I thought the only reason you brought up Robert Maxwell was because of Ghislaine Maxwell. Is that correct?
Mhm.
So what
Because
does
you said-
Robert
I don't
Maxwell
know,
doing?
because-
Hold on. What does Robert Maxwell doing so much for the state of Israel have to do with Epstein?
Right. Ghislaine Maxwell was his girlfriend, correct? So
I
now
agree
we
with
have
that, but
confirmed-
what does Robert Maxwell doing so much for the state of
Uh-huh.
Israel? Why is that a bad thing? I'm confused. Is Robert Maxwell
That's
a bad
one
person?
of the 100,000 pieces of evidence thatEpstein worked for
Wait,
Israel.
hold on. You're
The
not
fact that
answering the
his
question.
What?
people.
I said
I am answering the question.
I
Oh
said
my
I don't
God,
care.
bro.
Correctly right now.
Somebody thought that Robert Maxwell did so
Your mic
much
cut out.
for.
Your mic cut out.
I said, can you hear me?
Your mic's off.
My mic's off.
It's not me. It's you. Your mic's off.
Hello?
Oh, he's running from Epstein
I'm
now.
literally not running.
Is he trying to?
Why are you running?
Hello?
Why are you running?
Everyone says that they
He's
can
such
hear
a
me.
Look at this door
liar.
running.
Wait,
He
why are
can
you
hear
lying?
you, bro.
Everyone's saying he can hear me.
He's running. He muted the mic.
This
Mossad
guy's
got his
running.
microphone. Mossad got his microphone.
Hello? Can you hear
He,
me?
your mic
There you
is
go. You
out
just
on
fixed it.
his
You
side.
okay, you just fixed it.
It's true. Your
Okay.
mic is out on
Dude,
his side.
everyone
let
in
me
my
answer-
chat is saying they can hear me. What are you doing?
You just fixed it. You
Okay,
just
great.
fixed it.
So what I was saying,
I
okay,
don't need
stop.
to lie like you. I don't need to lie and pretend like I don't know who Epstein works for.
Okay, great.
Okay,
Anyway, so
you
what
wanted-
I was saying, hold on, I
you-
was
okay.
speaking. So
Let's
what
go
I
back
was
to the bigger
saying,
po-
what I was saying is
This
you
dude is
said that
on one
Robert
right now.
Maxwell was said to be
Like,
doing
Sneako
so
was a
much for
little
the state
bit
of
more
Israel. Why is
chiller
that a
just like
problem?
an
Is
hour
Robert
ago.
Maxwell
What
a
the
bad
fuck?
person, or are you talking about Ghislaine Maxwell being a bad person?
Okay, so I am giving you one piece of
It's because he got
100,000
cooked
pieces of
bad. I
evidence
bet you his chat is
that
clowning.
Epstein works for Israel. One of the major factors is that Ghislaine Maxwell, the top pimp for this pedophile blackmail that you're running cover from, her father was Mossad. Former Israeli prime minister said he had done more for Israel than can be stated today. You want the email from the Epstein files where people figured out why he was passed away. In the Epstein files, Robert
I just
Maxwell
want
said
the evidence.
this is from Jeffrey Epstein. I'll read it to you because
Jeffrey
okay, you
Epstein
wanna be
also
a good
said he
boy for the-
hated Israel. He literally said, I don't like
did he?
Israel at all. So what? Jeffrey Epstein was a fucking piece
Sure.
of shit. This is what's funny.
exactly.
We
He was.
started
He
off
was.
talking
no, no,
about...
no, 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 no,
One
no, 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 no.
second!
You want a piece of evidence?
Millie
This
says
dude
this
is
is not in
Are
the
you going to give me
files.
evidence finally?
Yes, I'm reading
Oh,
it.
perfect. Then I will shut up. If you're going to give the first thing
Okay,
you
you want it?
promised about 20 minutes
Yeah,
ago,
yeah, yeah.
I will stop talking. Go ahead.
I'm trying to, but you keep trying to talk.
No,
over me,
go
so you
ahead. I
run away.
guarantee you, bet anything
Robert-
he doesn't give it.
Okay, great. Jeffrey Epstein emailed saying Robert Maxwell threatened Mossad. He told them unless they gave him 400 million pounds to save his crumbling empire, he would expose all he had done for them.
Great.
In
Can
that
you tell
time,
me
he
what
had
I'm
access
looking
to
up?
Margaret Thatcher's Downing Street, Ronald Reagan's White House, to the Kremlin, and to the corridors of power throughout Europe. Maxwell passed on all the secrets he learned to Mossad in Tel Aviv. In turn, he tolerated his excesses, vanities, and insatiable appetite for a luxurious lifestyle.
How
with
is this
women.
providing
He
me
told
with the
his controllers-
evidence?
Oh my God!
First off,
One more time, because
I just
like,
real
your
quick.
brain's
I just
broken.
want to make sure. Are you
They
saying that
gave him-
Epstein? You're saying Epstein said this, so you believe what Epstein said? Is what you're saying?
This is one piece of the millions of pieces of evidence that Epstein worked for Israel. You asked, why do I bring up Robert Maxwell? I'm giving you a piece of evidence.
No, that's
where
not what I
Epstein was
asked. I
privately
asked you why was it a
emailing why he was
problem that
assassinated.
Maxwell did a lot for Israel as a possible Mossad agent or not. I don't see what the problem with that was. Was Maxwell, not Ghislaine, Robert Maxwell, like a pedophile? Was he working on the island or something? What is the problem?
You wanted proof. You agreed that Epstein was an evil pedophile and you said he should be castrated, right? Then you said, I don't know who he worked for. So now I'm giving you one of the million pieces of evidence that he worked for Israel. I said Ehud Barak visited his estate allegedly 30 times in Manhattan. There's pictures of him sneaking in. I said he was financed by Leon Black and Leslie Wexner, not Russians and not Saudis like you're insinuating. He was funded by Jewish
I can't
Zionists
believe
in
this
America,
conversation went to
whose
Epstein.
allegiance is with Israel.
This dude
That's who he
is
got his
a
money
fucking
from.
retard,
Then I
bro.
pointed out that the top pimp of the organization, Ghislaine Maxwell, his girlfriend, her father was Mossad. You said, I don't know if he's Mossad. I'm telling you, in the Epstein files, Epstein is saying that they were going to assassinate him, or they wanted to assassinate him, and this is assuming why he passed away, because Robert Maxwell tried to extort Mossad of 400 million pounds, and he would expose all Mossad had done. This is an email from Jeffrey Epstein. How many more pieces of evidence do you
Millie,
need
can you
to
send it
stop
to
running
Nick?
cover for a pedophile state?
Yeah, one sec.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now because there's something right here in the files that actually debunks that email, but I'm trying to get it because you won't tell me what to look up, so I'm trying my hardest to like find it as you're speaking.
Okay, so here you go. I'll type the
now
link in
you're
for you
finally
because
gonna give it to me.
you're a little bit slow. Okay, so I was reading it for you because you asked me to read it because you didn't want to
I
look
never
it up
asked
yourself.
any of that.
Okay, you asked where's the evidence? I gave you the evidence and now you want the link. So there, go to gmail.world.
gmail.world. Dude, I know how to do. There's a search on the DOJ website. You can also search. I'm asking what to search, but it's fine. I'll find it.
Robert Maxwell threatened Mossad. Cuffham, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it, Cuffham.
Cuffham rated him. Oh my god.
So
Cuffham
when I
is
type in
part of
Robert
the brainwash.
Maxwell, when I
Let's
type
look
in
up all the
Robert
pictures of
Maxwell
Epstein
threatening,
and
it
IDF.
says no results.
when I typed in what you asked me to type in.
Okay.
I'm
Do
going
you
to go
want
to
me
the
send you link?
justice.gov page. Hold on a sec. I typed in word for word what you asked me to type in.
Did you spell the word correctly?
Sure did. Okay, so now I'm on the Justice website.
And the DOJ, they have been covering up pictures like they cover up pictures of Howard Lutnick, another
This says
Jewish
the late
scientist working for Trump.
tycoons. Okay, so this is on justice.gov. I'm actually reading straight from the actual source.
Yeah, which they've omitted.
So the
images,
late
if you want to use
tycoon.
that as the most credible source. They omitted the Howard Lutnick pictures.
This is not omitted.
on
This is
DOJ.
reading straight for the
This
words.
dude
not
I know,
omitted at
but they
all.
omitted
fucking
Howard
annoying.
Lutnick. They
How the
the
hell you
Secretary
go
of Commerce
from
on
a
the-
Cool.
historical
so this
debate
is what it says, straight from the government website.
to
straight from the Epstein
fucking
files. The
now
late tycoon's
talking
daughter
about
fled for in
Epstein,
and now resides in
now
Manhattan,
going
where
into
the
the
closest
Epstein
connection
files,
emerges. Ross reported
and then now
that
he's
Tulane is a
still getting
longtime
cooked,
partner
bro.
of
This
Epstein
nigga
and
get
immensely
cooked no matter
powerful
what, bro.
New
He
York property
sucks.
developer and financer. Other newspaper reports have described Epstein as everything from a concert pianist, corporate spy, math teacher, stockbroker, merchant banker, and globe-trotting businessman. He has steadfastly denied rumors of links to the Israeli Mossad. Maxwell denied similar connections just prior to his accident at sea. So, I don't like taking Epstein's words for it because he's, again, a piece of shit. I'm simply saying this is what he said because you're also going with what Epstein said, which I think is ridiculous.
So okay, so then let's rule that out. Let's
This
talk
is
about
from the
facts.
Department of Justice.
Leslie
This
Wexner
is
and
their
Leon Black were the
analysis.
main financiers of Jeffrey Epstein. That's how he funded all of his properties, where he raped little kids to blackmail people to support the state that you're shilling for.
Yeah, I think all that's
You know
disgusting
this?
too. But how do you know he did this for the state?
How
and
do you
not
know
just
he
people
did
who are
that for
also, Just
Israel?
like, hold on, almost done. Just like how there were many other officials of other governments who worked
This is
with
the only
Epstein.
surge
How
for
do you know
Mossad
that
and
these weren't just
Maxwell.
people in the Israeli positions, not just government, but higher positions that also did stuff with him, just like Clinton did stuff with him? That doesn't mean I think Donald Trump or America is doing this.
Do you know what all this has in common?
Yeah, go ahead.
You're Googling again? You ask a question. All this has in common. These places, there are connections to Israel, right? You're saying, okay, he was there with American politicians. He was there. Trump is all over the files. Who did Trump just bring our country into war with? He brought our country to war with Iran to support Israel.
I didn't
Connections
say
with
not
K2
Trump.
and
I
Prince
didn't say
Andrew.
Trump was all over the files.
I'm explaining
I
why.
don't- Okay.
Oh, no,
You're
did,
adding
because he
words.
is, okay?
Yeah,
And you're
but not
saying,
in any
why are all
nefarious
these-
way that we know
This
of
dude
as
is
of now.
weird. Sneako
Well, he
is
did say
dumb,
Epstein
bro.
had a lot of beautiful
This
young
dude
women,
is really
some of them
fucking
very young. A
dumb.
lot of beautiful women. So yeah, maybe it's just a coincidence that he was bringing children around him. There's pictures of younger, not children, but some
Well,
pictures
the
of
Epstein
children next to the
files, you
Epstein.
say you studied the Epstein files. The Epstein files also showed that he turned him in before any of this was even in the news, and he called him a horrible guy. So again, it's just ridiculous. Like, if something came
Yeah,
out
but
and we
to-
knew, I think you don't understand the difference between like evidence and proof. You keep saying you have proof, and you're giving speculation. You're right. Trump could be a PDF file, whatever you want to call it, right? He totally could be, and if he is, and it's proven, not your speculation, Sneako, not evidence that maybe you speculate this way and some people speculate that way. If there's proof, I'd be more than glad to call him a piece of shit, just as disgusting.
If they ever
as
release,
Epstein,
if they ever
the
release
Prophet
all the
Muhammad,
files,
all of that.
if they ever release all the files, they only release less than half, and probably far less than they've omitted a lot of them.
It's more than
then
half.
I'm sure it would implicate.
It's definitely more than
Brain
half.
Definitely
hurt.
not.
They
I'm
said there's
brain
3
hurt.
million pages
This
left.
dude
There's
is
been more than 3
stupid.
million. I don't know if you think math works.
Look up the terabytes since you don't know what you're talking about. Look at the amount of gigabytes of files that were released compared to the total amount. Because if like legitimate files, yes, paperwork and everything, but the amount of gigabytes, it's not even close. But you didn't know that.
Gigabytes or
So if you're wondering why that he's working with and he has connections to Saudi works with Israel, right? In a lot of ways, they do trade with them. They've allied with them directly or
Did you say
indirectly.
they trade
America's
with
completely
Saudi.
yeah, oil, of course.
You said
America,
Israel
you're saying,
and
okay,
Saudi
here-
Arabia.
Okay, let me answer your original question before you keep on deflecting to run away from pedophile.
You mean trying to go back to
You're
our
saying,
original topic before you deflected to Epstein because you're losing the debate?
I am making you ask why was he there working with leaders of all over the world? Right?
First
Even
off,
though
I
you're saying
never
that-
brought up Epstein. You brought it up because you were
I did,
losing the
I did,
original
and I'm
argument.
answering your
right.
question. I am answering
That's
your
fine,
question.
but if
and
you
keep-
say deflect one more time when you literally deflected, which we'll all
You
see
are
in the
deflecting.
recording when I
You are
post all of
deflecting.
this, when you
I didn't
see you
deflect from anything.
deflect
I
to
answered every single one of your
Epstein,
questions.
Yeah,
I didn't do it
okay.
to anyone.
We'll all see it. Trust
No,
me.
actually, Epstein is not. Epstein, you have the flag of a country right behind you that would not exist right now and not have the power over our country without Epstein.
Without
That's why I'm
Epstein.
talking
Without
about it. It's more
Epstein, oh
relevant
my
than
god,
ever.
bro, this
These
dude is
files have
such
just
a
released a couple
filthy
weeks
liar,
ago,
bro.
and now we're
So
rolling.
Israel
a
had no
fucking
control
liar.
over
Something
America
about
prior
this.
to Epstein? Okay, that's interesting. I've never heard
Well,
of
they had
it.
overwhelming control afterwards. You asked, why are so many world
Mm-hmm.
leaders implicated on this? The coincidence is all these people also
never
have
said that,
ties
by
with
the way.
Israel and are also supporting Israel. I just said that. You said
I
you brought up
sent
the
it
piece
to
of
you,
the Kaaba. A lot of people are saying Saudi has direct connections to Israel. That's why they trade
Nobody
with the U.S.
says that.
dollar, and that's why they're not supporting.
Nobody says that, by the
I
way.
just said
Saudi,
And then-
but
and
you're
then-
just wrong. Saudi is trying to get into the Abraham Accords, but as of right now, they haven't. I think you're confusing the UAE maybe with Saudi Arabia. I'm not
No, I'm
sure.
not.
Okay, so you think
No, I'm
Saudi
not. There's,
Arabia and Israel are trading back and forth? Can you say yes
You
to
don't-
that, please?
Of course, of course they
Okay.
are.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay,
for that.
of course they are. Go Google it because you don't know what you're talking about. Then you asked about America, and you said, why are so many American politicians working with Epstein? The coincidence is our country is completely subverted because shills like you are promoting the same slop that people like Epstein were promoting. Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Bill Gates, all these people.
There you go, guys. Just Googled it like he asked. Right
It
here.
says
Does not have...
formal diplomatic.
Yep.
It says formal diplomatic
Yep,
relations.
and
It
also
says formal diplomatic relations.
Yep.
This dude just,
And it
he
also
spreads
says-
pure lies, bro.
I am. It also has no official
fucking
trade or
lies.
business ties exist with Israel,
Oh,
while official
no
by
official.
little. Right, correct. That's what you
Official
said.
by little. Continue.
Sure, it says while official bilateral trade figures are attempting to be processed through the Abraham Accords, as of right now, there is
Oh.
no trade. Now, are you saying unofficially, like they're doing it in secret? Is that what you're implying? You said they traded
deflecting
oil,
again.
right? Look, we can go back to Epstein. It's
Like,
fine.
he's
but you made a
retarded,
claim.
bro. He's
You said
literally
oil
retarded.
specifically.
Trade oil with
I'm telling
America,
you you're
U.S.
wrong.
and Israel.
It's
U.S.
not
and
what you
Israel
said.
He literally just said that Israel would not be here if it wasn't for Epstein. But Epstein has no legal business with Israel. So what is this man talking about, bro? He literally just fucking blew his own theory out the water. He just claimed that he gave Israel a bunch of oil. Where, sir? This dude bugged the fuck
You
out.
said
Together.
Saudi Arabia and Israel.
U.S. is Israel right now. It's the same. They
Gotcha.
are the same. Because
Okay,
of this
so that's
blackmail.
what
These
you meant,
politicians
Sneako.
work for
That's
Israel.
that's what you meant. Got
You
it.
meant
Perfect.
US?
Got it.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Okay.
They've made that clear with this war that you're promoting. That
Sure,
U.S.
sure.
and
Yeah,
Israel
yeah.
are the same.
You
We are
can't.
fighting
You're
this
just
war
too
for
proud to say. You
Israel.
know what? I was wrong to say that Israel and
proud to
Saudi
say.
Arabia traded oil. So you're trying to be like, oh, I meant that
No, I'm not.
America. Just
No.
dude, you got it wrong. It's fine.
Are you too slow to explain the connections? Okay, so you want to
So
figure
when
out
you
the
said
US
Saudi Arabia and Israel traded oil, you really
Oh
meant
my
America
God.
and Saudi Arabia. Got it. Sure, bud.
U.S. and Israel are the same. It's traded
Oh
with
my
the
God, this
petrodollar.
dude
They
is
use the U.S.
retarded.
dollar. Israel benefits off
My
this dollar.
hair.
The
He's
Rothschild
so
central bank
stupid.
That
system
makes him
controls
Israeli.
American banks. Trading with the U.S. is trading with Israel. These are the same. They've made that clear.
Where he doesn't even realize by his own theory, by his own logic, he's Israeli. Holy shit, because you're American, aren't you, Sneako? If you're American, then, and you claim American and Israel is the same, then you're fucking Israeli. Like, what the fuck?
This is why the GCC countries are being bombed right now. If you didn't know that, you were ignorant.
So back to Epstein, anyways. When you type in, here I screenshotted it for you. When you type in Mossad and Maxwell together, only one document shows up, which specifically talks
On
about.
the DOJ?
This is
Is this
from
the
the
DOJ?
full. This is searching the full Epstein library. The
Okay,
full.
they
Everything
omitted
that's been
picture-
released.
Yep. No. They omitted a picture that was then found of Howard Lutnick, the current Secretary of Commerce under Trump right now, hovering
that have
over
to do
him, the
with what
guy
I
who was
said?
absent. Because they omitted that picture and you're using that website as a source. Like, oh, there's only one email, even though you also conceded that they haven't released the majority of the files. So you don't know what you're talking about. Again, they are
So-
hiding so much of this. And already from what they've
Absolute
released,
copium.
there is so much conclusive
Copium.
evidence.
This
to
is
point to the
extreme
fact
code.
that
Look at
That's
his
extreme
neck.
code.
He
So
got
you're
mad
saying that-
It's not
veins
extreme
and
code.
shit
Can you
is
tell
all
me how you got
turning
your
red.
information then?
This nigga heated. He's cooked.
It's been leaked.
It's been leaked. Oh wow, by who?
So many of these images have been
He
leaked.
sounds like Candace.
So this isn't
They've made
from.
errors.
So you're saying
It
this
went
isn't from the
it's in
Epstein
the
files.
You
to
literally
This is
sound
by
like
some
Candace.
other website that told you this is a real thing. Is that what you're saying, Sneako?
Yes, the Department of Justice made errors in some of the names that were originally covered
You
up.
said
You know
this is
whose
from
name-
the
yeah.
Epstein files.
Yeah, you know whose name was
That's
originally
crazy.
redacted
I
from
love
the
this
Epstein
so
files?
much.
Can you do me a
Thanks,
favor? Can you tell me
Justin.
who leaked it?
No, I can't. Do you want to know?
WZ.
Oh my
This is
God.
that they unredacted these files.
I wish I
You're
asked
clapping
him that in the
because
very
you're-
beginning.
you're-
That's hilarious.
You're
He just
clapping
straight
over
up.
what I'm explaining.
Yeah, because I
Leslie-
realized
Thank
you've
you
been
so
lying this
much.
whole time. I thought you were searching
I've been
the Epstein
lying.
files.
Holy
I
shit.
am
You
searching
told
the
me
Epstein
you're
files.
searching some
have
random
been
thing. That's
leaked.
why, by the way, he didn't want to show me. Because he didn't want to see that he was just reading from
'cause
some fucking
because
website.
You're willfully looking
All
away because you
right.
don't want to admit that you're holding up the flag of a country that exists.
Right,
It's a
right,
After he shit on
Sneako.
you for not
Thank you
reading
for
the files.
Even though it
admitting,
makes-
Let me
finally.
answer that because you want to trust the government releasing these files. and covering it
Sure.
up for
Can we
so
get
many
back
years.
to Israel Palestine at
No,
any
we
time
can't.
soon?
But
I
for
guess
real,
I got
what
fucking
the
smoked
fuck?
on that fucking argument.
You,
so
you don't know what you're talking
you
about.
don't know.
Yeah,
you're
you got
He admitted
cooked.
he didn't
You're gonna
read
talk
the
over me the whole
files.
time?
You
I
got
worship a
cooked.
Complained
pedophile.
that
Yeah,
you
because
didn't
you're a
read the
fucking
files.
liar. This whole time I thought you were
Actually,
talking
you do.
about.
You
I
do
thought
worship
you
a
were
pedophile.
talking
You do
about
worship a
the
pedophile.
Epstein
Yeah, we do.
files. I thought you
You
were
do.
talking about the
We are.
Epstein files the whole time,
am.
and the whole time you were
I am.
just fucking reading from some fucking website that you told you it was
Yeah.
a leaked thing.
This has been
This
confirmed.
is
The picture of Howard
insane.
Lutnick.
Oh, confirmed by who?
Okay.
You said it's been
Look
confirmed
it
by
up
who?
yourself.
Yeah, no, by who? No,
Yeah.
go ahead, Sneako. Tell me who it's
Picture
Tell
confirmed
of
me
by.
Howard
where.
Lutnick. Okay, Howard
Confirmed
Lutnick
by
Show me.
who?
This dude is running from the Palestine
And the
Israel
Leslie Wexner
topic,
leak.
bro. He is
Yeah,
so
no, I'm
It's
asking.
been
Confirmed by
unredacted.
who?
he
You
is
said it was
so
confirmed by
stupid
who?
and scared. He's running.
It's been confirmed, but they won't release it.
This is the best night of my life.
Photo of Lutnick. This is CBS News. This is one of the Goyim news sites that you probably believe in. The article reads: Photo of
The Goys,
Lutnick on
Goys.
Epstein Island removed from the Justice Department.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the Justice Department released it, and then
I'm
they
reading the
removed it?
article.
You said they released it and then removed it, right? Right?
A photo released.
Right?
A photo. You wanted the source. I'm reading you the source.
You said
A
they
photo
released
last
it.
month-
Why would they release it if they're controlled by the
I
Jews?
said
Who,
it-
who authorized
I
that
don't
release? I thought you said it was
know.
leaked.
A photo.
Huh.
Oh my god. Do you like arguing semantics?
For them
try
to
get
remove
the point?
something, that means they put it
Holy
out there
fucking-
first. You agree with that,
Dude,
right?
dude,
Isn't that
just-
kind of
just
common
listen to
sense?
this. A photo released last month by the Justice Department as part of the Epstein files showed Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein on Epstein Island in the Caribbean was removed from the Justice Department's website before being restored Thursday night.
I feel like it's later.
So it was removed and then it was re-added.
You said
So
it was
somebody within the
leaked. You said it was leaked, and now you're saying they did release it
Okay.
and then re-restored it.
Is
This
all
is
you have
insane.
semantics? It
It's
was
not
removed.
semantics. Your whole point was based off of that. You said I shouldn't trust a website. Remember what you originally said that you already forgot?
He wants
You
to
said
talk
I cannot
Epstein.
trust this website because they remove stuff
So bad.
or don't release it. And I said, how do you know that? You said, and I quote, well, it was leaked and confirmed is leaked. I said, confirmed by who? And then you admitted that they
Yeah.
re-put it
By
back out
somebody
there.
from somebody in the Justice
He
Department.
doesn't want to
It
talk
was
Palestine.
released after somebody in the Justice Department who's not been identified because they're covering up for people like you are covering up. They originally
Mhm.
removed it from the files. This was originally not supposed to be a part of it, and someone who had access to the Justice Department's website restored it there. That is what a leak is.
So why can't I trust
Okay.
this website then? Because you told me originally don't trust them because they're not giving
Because
us
they
information.
prove that people are omitting the files, dipshit. Someone from the inside is not releasing all the information, and then it was
Uh-huh.
released. That's the whole
Right.
point.
So why
Are
can't
you
I trust
slow?
it now?
Are
So why
you
can't I trust
slow?
it now if they're actively doing this to
Because
release
not
it?
all of the information is there. You can.
So
of
what's
course you
not
could
there
trust it.
about Maxwell and Mossad? I just
You
looked
said,
it up.
And going back to the original point, you said there's only one email about Maxwell, and I'm telling you, not all the files are released.
Right. So how do you
So
know
we
that
have
one?
many references,
Mhm.
not from the Epstein files, that
Right.
show former Israeli Prime Minister
Right.
saying Robert Maxwell did more for Israel than could even be stated today.
I never
so
denied
you want
that.
sources from many different sources.
I've
I have
never
sources
denied
from the
that
Epstein
Robert
files.
Maxwell did
I have
that.
sources from Israeli Prime Minister.
He
I
is
have sources
crashing
from
out.
the
This is
Justice
hilarious.
Department. Oh
Nick,
my
check
God.
your DM
I've never
because the
seen
Howard
somebody try
Lutnick
to
photo isn't in
weasel
it
their
either.
way out of something that is so blatantly obvious to everybody. You are realizing now that you're covering up for Pedophile Island to support the Jewish star behind you, the Star of David.
So anyways, I typed in also the Howard Lutnick photo, 0 results. He said that it was put out there after on Thursday. 0 results. That's insane. It's like he keeps lying.
Because did you
Thank
not
you,
hear what I
Millie.
said?
That
Look
is
at his face.
wild.
It was released and then it was omitted. That's the whole
And
point.
then you said they
It was
re-released it, right? Did you not just say that?
And then the article says it was omitted. So it was released on the website and then they omitted it. Dum-dum. That's the
This
whole
article?
point. The photo exists now.
This article?
The photo exists now.
Yeah, this article?
There's many.
Right.
That's not the one I was reading. There's many.
You said CBS News. Photo of Lutnick on Epstein's Island. Right? That one? Yeah, this is the one you were reading. I can tell on your face. Yeah, definitely not in the files. That's crazy.
I hope everyone can see this, right? Can everyone type?
That was type gross. Mad spit just came out of my mouth. I'm trying to get rid of these hiccups, bro. I feel like I was dying just now. Fucking strong ass hiccups. Holy shit. But anyways, this dude Sneako is really retarded, bro. Like, he's really, really retarded. And he's easily manipulated, bro. This is why the Dawa, Muslim Brotherhood, whatever the fuck they call them niggas, they love this nigga. Because he's easily manipulated. And he got a lot of money and a lot of followers. So it's like, why not take advantage of this dumb fuck and be like, yeah, brother, so Muhammad loves you. Muhammad, he would never touch your kids. He's fucking easily manipulated into believing shit. So I could see why the Dawa crew loves this nigga. Holy shit.
I for one, if you could see that instead of having a conversation about how
Really,
Epstein
this is
clearly
better
worked for
than
Israel,
porn.
he's saying, you said leak,
This
not
dude
remove.
got cooked,
You said
bro.
restore. It's restored, not leaked. It's like the
stuttering. He's
snakiest.
stuttering
This dude
now.
got
It's the
cooked.
snakiest.
This is
I've
his
never seen
topic,
somebody
by the
talk
way.
like this
He
because
chose
it's the most
this.
disingenuous conversation I've ever seen. Instead of
This
just saying
dude
what's
is
great, oh, you
cooked.
said leaked,
Crashing
but you really
out.
meant
Because
restored.
he didn't want to
You
talk
said it
Israel
wasn't trustworthy
Palestine. That's
because
why.
you were putting evidence. It's just you're just trying to go to
Are you
This
still
dude's
semantics of
stuttering?
the
cooked.
entire
No.
conversation.
Dude,
Nobody's stuttering. You're the
He's
literally
shaking.
nobody's stuttering. Everybody's seeing
shaking.
what you're doing. Everybody's seeing
Listen,
these snaky tactics.
I don't
okay,
like...
let's go back now.
I'm
Now
just-
that I provided evidence,
I
Howard
don't
Lutnick, Jewish
like-
scientist,
yeah.
next door neighbor to Jeffrey
I
Epstein.
don't see
In
why
the
that
Epstein
matters.
files,
What
he's the
does this have
Secretary
to
of State. You
do?
don't
What
see
does
why
this
it
have to
matters.
do with the Israeli government? Like, yes, I agree. There are a
Did
lot of officials.
Epstein
I
work
got you.
for Israel? Did Epstein work for Israel?
Again, you have done an awful job at proving any
You
of
can't answer.
this.
I've answered all of your questions.
You
can't
haven't.
answer very
So I'm
easily
trying to. I'd
the
be
best
more than
question.
glad to answer.
Did
Can you tell me
Epstein
how?
work for
Just one more
Israel?
question. Can you tell me how any of this means he worked for like all of Israel? Can you tell me? I agree he had relationships with people in Israel.
All of Israel?
Of course.
Again, semantics.
No, not
Nobody
literally.
said all of Israel.
Because you
This is
just
insane.
said, brother. Look at his ugly ass face, bro. That's literally how his brain looks. It's ugly as shit. Let me stop. But brother, damn, I really forgot what the fuck I was gonna say because your ugly ass face. That's crazy. What the fuck? What the fuck I was gonna say?
For Israel. Did Epstein work for Israel?
Again, you have done.
Oh yeah. Now all of a sudden it's saying he didn't work for all of Israel. Now all of a sudden he's saying he didn't work for all of Israel, but that was his claim earlier, brother. You said Israel wouldn't be nothing without Epstein. That Epstein fucking made that shit, right? Or some shit like that. Like he made it popular or big, or he brought fucking attention to Israel. That's what he said.
An awful job at proving any
You
of
can't
this.
answer.
I don't know
I've
what the fuck
answered
this dude is
all of
saying.
your questions.
You
You can't
haven't.
answer
bro.
very
So I'm
easily
trying to. I'd
the
be
best
more than
question.
glad to answer.
Did
Can you tell me
Epstein
how?
work for
Just one more
Israel?
question. Can you tell me how any of this means he worked for like all of Israel? Can you tell me? I agree he had relationships with people in
All
Israel.
of Israel?
Of course.
Again, semantics.
No, not
Nobody
literally.
said all of Israel. The cope
This is
incredible.
insane. Not literally the word.
All of Israel.
He's yelling over me again because he doesn't want me to explain.
For Israel.
Right. Are you saying?
Holy cope.
Right. I got you.
Oh.
It's so the cope is
Holy
insane.
cope.
He yells over you when he doesn't want to hear the whole sentence. I'm not literally saying all of Israel like.
Just answer
I'm
the question.
asking a
Insane
question.
amounts of
I'm asking
copium,
one
bro.
question.
It's a yes or no question.
Alright.
This
He
nigga
doesn't want to
making
hear it
me
because he
get
knows he's losing.
secondhand
asking you-
copium right now.
Israel.
Oh my
Based
god.
off of what you gave me, no, definitely not.
No. Based off of what you said, no.
Not
We
even
need more
close.
evidence.
You have done an awful
You need
job
more evidence.
at
Okay.
describing. So can
Now,
I ask a
okay,
question
so
now? Can I
you
ask
want
a
even
question?
more-
He
you
doesn't
want
want.
picture-
He doesn't want to
If you
hear
saw-
it.
No.
You're
because this is the
asking
most
me.
retarded
You're
clip I've ever seen in my
asking
life.
me. He's
Do you
still.
see Epstein
He's
wearing an IDF
crashing
shirt?
out.
Did you see him wearing an IDF shirt in the Epstein? You see that
Are you
picture?
talking about the one on
Would
the
that be enough
plane
for
that
you?
was debunked?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was debunked.
That was debunked. Yo, this dude is that retarded, bro. He really believe in fucking fake shit, bro. Oh man, bro. The Dow is gonna have a field day with this dummy, bro. I need a gullible, stupid, rich fuck around me too, bro. I'll be like, yo, Sneako, send me like 50 grand a month for like 5, 10 years, and I got a bridge for you. That bridge over here, that bridge, and I got a library for you. I got a couple things. Oh my god, bro, this dude is retarded. That's crazy, son.
Was he bumped?
Dude. Yeah, it was.
That's
It was.
what-
You know, it
that's a
wasn't
fake
actually
photo?
even AI. People said it was AI. It was actually just Photoshop, and they found it because the lighting on his face actually didn't match the lighting on the plane. Literally, that is not official. That's embarrassing because that
Wait,
was
you know
debunked
about
like
this-
that was
you-
debunked like
You
6
didn't know
months
about
ago.
Leslie Wexner?
And then on top of that, what the fuck will Epstein be in an IDF suit for, bro? He was not born in Israel. Epstein was not born in Israel, so what the fuck? You think people just was going to Israel and joining the IDF? Like, you really think that's what was going on, bro? People wasn't just flying to Israel and joining the IDF, bro. If he was born there, I would understand, but Epstein was not born in Israel, bro.
Wait, hold
Okay.
on. Are you? I want to hear about this Photoshop
Leslie
thing.
Wexner. Okay.
He
then
literally,
then
look
why
at him, he's
Leslie
turning
Wexner-
red. He just brought up a Photoshop
Wexner-
photo that was
I'm
debunked
turning
over
red.
6 months ago. That is insane.
Okay.
Anyways,
again,
can I ask a
so
question
Leslie
real
Wexner and
quick?
Leon Black.
Are
Listen,
you
no, you can't.
asking
No,
me?
no,
See, he
no.
doesn't want to
Let's
hear
stay
it
on
because
this.
he's losing the
I
argument.
brought because
He doesn't want to hear
all
it.
these pieces of evidence.
This dude is fucking crashing out, boys. He is crashing out. Nick, I don't even know you like that, sir. But you deserve my subscribe. I ain't gonna lie. You got this man panicking. This shit's hilarious.
I got it, and
I brought up all
I can't ask anything about the pieces of evidence you brought up.
So why?
Just
why
I want you to
Leon
hear that. I
Black
want you to say that real
and
quick.
Leslie Wexner
Are you saying
confirmed.
I'm not allowed to ask any questions about the evidence you brought up? I'm not I'm asking about Epstein. I'm not allowed to ask anything
You made
about
a
it.
statement. You said absolutely no. Jeffrey Epstein did not work for
Based
Israel.
off of what you're
I brought-
forcing me to say because you won't let me speak,
I'm not
I have
forcing you to say this.
You are
Okay,
because
so
you're
you didn't know
not
all
letting
the-
me ask anything. You're interrupting because you're losing the debate hard. You brought up a Photoshop photo that was debunked 6 months ago. This is after you deflected because you were losing Israel Palestine. So you're like, I want to
There's
talk about
different
Epstein.
photos.
I want to
There's-
talk about Epstein because I'm
No,
losing
no.
Israel Palestine. I am
No, I
trying
cooked you
to
in every
ask
single-
a
I cooked you in
follow up.
on every single point.
Are you fucking retarded? He don't even believe what he just said, bro. You cut him in every single point. What? That didn't even get to finish the conversation, brother. Oh my god, yo, Sneako. You're fucking dumb, brother. You're fucking dumb. I pray to God people don't fucking. I pray to God people don't take you serious, gang.
I cooked you the whole time.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
You
I
know
promise
what
you,
is
it's all gonna be
confirmed.
released.
What is confirmed and not Photoshop. What is confirmed
So
is
he's
that
still
Leon Black
not
and
he's
Leslie
still not
Wexner-
letting me ask any questions about Epstein. It's insane. He wants to push a narrative, but he doesn't.
He's literally shaking, bro. This dude he got immense amounts of fucking copium pulsing through his veins right now. He can't even fucking stay calm.
doesn't want to have a conversation about it. This is a very clear tactic.
You can't look away. This is not even so like trying to do debate rhetoric.
Yeah, once again, Epstein is just.
He's trying to play on people's empathy. Once again, this nigga tactics sucks. His tactics is literally for the liberals, bro, for the libtards. Nobody gives a fuck about Epstein, bro. Sure, he was this disgusting human being, but just because somebody don't want to talk about it or debate about it, nigga, doesn't mean they fucking disgusting too. What is wrong with you, you fucking piece of shit? Like, are we serious right now? Yo, Sneako. Stick to the topic, bro. Like, I was originally interested in the fucking Palestine versus Israel debate. I don't know how this shit landed on fucking Epstein Island, bro. I don't know how this shit landed on Epstein Island, bro. Cause he saw the Israel flag. Epstein wasn't even born in Israel. He was born in America. Holy shit, bro. This dude is retarded.
Disgusting. He's awful. And if people work for him, I don't care if they're an Israeli official.
And you gotta remember.
Can't imagine how I am.
As soon as you go on, that you run cover for Pedophile Island, and you willfully look away from
Why do everybody have to cover for Epstein?
And you worship a pedophile.
I get way more than that. I get 10K. I get 10K a post, actually.
Tell him he worships a pedophile. How does he feel about that?
See, there's only one person that worships a pedophile. I get paid $10,000 a post. No, actually $20,000. Tell your followers that. $20,000 a post straight from Bibi Netanyahu to my bank account. So can I ask my question
Was that
now?
your attempt at humor? You should stick to the
No, it wasn't humor. Totally true. 100% true. Anyways,
wait, so you're being honest right now?
$20,000 a post. $20,000 a post.
So you are a goy slave.
Yep. It actually says that on the check. Goy slave, $20,000.
Yep.
Okay, so you're not funny. You're trying to joke around. Stick to the semantics conversation.
Totally, okay.
You are the most.
You see how fucking retarded this nigga is? He actually believed him for a second, bro. This is like Candace Owens level of fucking retardation, bro. This is Candace Owens level of fucking retard. This is like Elon Omar level of fucking retardation, bro. There's no way this man believed him for 1 second. You really believe that fucking Mossad was paying him $20,000 a post, brother? You're fucking dumb, bro. Holy shit, this man literally is dumber than a bag of potatoes, bro. A bag of potatoes has more brains than this motherfucker, bro.
Unfunny, zesty,
This is
FT
crazy.
Not laughing. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Are you asking me?
No.
Right?
Back to what
if
I
it
was
was
saying.
an official,
He was
are you
funded by
asking if it
billionaire
was an
Zionists.
official source by Israel, like they did some kind of program, or are you saying did he have relationships with people in Israel, including like Ehud Barak, etc.? Is that your question? Because yes, I believe or I know he had relationships with these people. That's true. Just as much as he had relationships.
This dude is literally shaking, bro. Is that my monitor? Oh yeah, that's my monitor. Cause I got it on the stand and I'm over here shaking my table. Or is it him? Let me see.
It's with other people. That doesn't mean I think that they.
Asking,
No, it's him. He's shaking.
Sneaky, the semantics tactics. Nobody's asking about the relationships he had. He was friends with people all over the world. He was a socialite. The question was, who did he work for? Who did he work for?
Yeah, I do not think he worked for Israel. And based off of the information you've given me so far, it does not prove that at all.
Then who did he work for, right? Was he just doing this for fun?
What do you mean doing it for fun?
This dude is shaking, bro. And what the fuck do you mean doing it for fun? And what do you mean who did he work for, bro? We still haven't even figured out what the fuck do you mean by work. What do you mean by work? What was he doing exactly? Like, what the fuck? Like I would have asked him, what work are you talking about? What was his work entailing? Because I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about right now. This dude is delusional, gang.
Why was he doing this?
I believe that there's a lot of people who are rich, and they're so rich that they attempt next after being rich, they attempt for power, and a lot of them do disgusting things for power. I think that's what he was chasing. Now, again, based off of your information that you've given me, you've done an awful job at trying to convince me.
So this was not
anything
okay.
else.
Okay, so it was just fun. It was like a theme park for pedophiles.
I didn't say that at all. You're changing the word because you're straw manning my argument.
Was this
you've done this whole time?
Was this a blackmail operation?
What?
And
Can you say that again without stuttering?
Here's the Mossad link. Here's the
link?
Justice Department link from earlier. There you go. There's the Mossad link. You're not going to click it because you want to look away. But here's the Robert Maxwell clip. This is what Epstein's saying that Robert Maxwell was assassinated by Mossad. You want to click that?
Again, and the one that I read said the opposite. Why is yours more appropriate than? Why is yours more appropriate? Okay, again, it's funny how you don't like to hear any counters. It's like it's interesting. Why is it that what yours said, mine was also...
Are you not going to click this link? You wanted this link before. I couldn't source it, and now I'm sourcing it so that you
this
can read it.
This dude's Sneako is hard to watch,
bro. You didn't have it originally? Fine. I will click it. Can I ask a question?
Hard to watch,
yeah, I had an image, but I didn't have it from the source.
I wonder if he ever cooked somebody. I want to watch his debate just to see if he ever cooked somebody.
What makes this any more or less than the other email where he said
from
he
the looks
didn't
of it,
have this, connections to the Mossad? Why is this, which is by Jeffrey Epstein, why is this something that I should automatically believe, but Jeffrey Epstein also saying the opposite, I shouldn't? Also, why does Robert Maxwell, even if this was true, Robert Maxwell was threatened by the Mossad. Let me read it real quick. Robert Maxwell threatened Mossad. Oh, it says he threatened Mossad.
Send it to me.
Okay. Yeah, one second. So he
and the
threatened
subject
Mossad.
of the email is he was passed away.
Hold on a sec.
So he threatened Mossad, but he works for Mossad. You can't make this shit up, bro. These people is dumb.
Okay, so it says Robert Maxwell threatened Mossad. H equals sign told them that unless they gave him $400 million to save his Kremlin equal empire, he would expose all he had done for them. In that time, he had free access to Margaret Thatcher's.
This sounds like a
T equal Ronald
like a
Reagan's
story.
White House to the Kremlin.
Somebody wrote this shit in a
Kremlin,
book.
That's interesting. Wait, are you gonna ignore that part?
Keep reading.
Sure.
Finish it.
It's interesting how it also says Russia in here, but okay, let's keep reading. And to the corridors of power throughout Europe. Oh, it's not just Russia, also European powers. Okay, interesting. We're just gonna ignore that, of course. Maxwell passed on all the secrets he learned to Mossad in Tel Aviv. In turn, so he betrayed the Mossad and started giving powers to Russia and Europe. This is really debunking you. Let's keep going.
What is the subject line?
They tolerated his excesses. Hold on, let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. This is great. In turn, they tolerated his excesses, vanities, and insatiable appetite for a luxurious lifestyle and women. He told his controllers who they should target and how they should do it. His controllers being the Kremlin and European powers, by the way. He appointed himself as Israel's unofficial ambassador to the Soviet bloc. Okay, so Robert Maxwell, I just want to get this right. Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell's dad, who was the partner of Epstein, had ties to the Kremlin and European powers. Thank you for that, Sneako. I appreciate that. That was great.
You're proving my point.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
He has ties to American politicians and
well, it doesn't say that, but perfect. Thank you. Thank you for proving. Thank you for proving Robert Maxwell worked for.
It said Russia and European. It did not say America, brother. And it did not say Israel. So once again, he's proving my point that you have to have a low IQ and don't even know how to comprehend when reading to be a Muslim. Because this man quite literally just sent him a fucking, I believe it's still bullshit fucking newsletter or storyline from some author that I don't know where the fuck he got his the story from, but he got it from some crack pipe credentials, and he's over here didn't even read it himself, bro. He didn't even read it himself, bro. You could have did the due diligence of just reading the fucking the news report yourself, brother. If you would have read it yourself, you would have saw it doesn't even implicate America or Israel. This dude is so fucking fried, Cito.
The Kremlin and European powers. I really appreciate that, Sneako.
If anything, it says that he went against Mossad, brother. That he went against Mossad, brother. Read past the title. I know you're scared of reading, but read past the title.
The fact that you run away. The whole point.
I literally read exactly what you asked me to read, and now you're freaking out.
It says Robert Maxwell threatened Mossad. Nobody's freaking out.
Yes, so he worked against the Mossad.
So he worked against the Mossad, you fucking idiot.
Correct? That's what that means? Do you agree? He
Good
threatened
job,
the
bro.
Mossad.
He tried to extort them after he had secrets of that. What do you?
Exactly. Exactly, you fucking retard. Just like how Muhammad married a fucking 6-year-old and your dumbass just can't comprehend that. It's the same way. This has nothing to do with Israel or the US because the man was threatening Mossad, going against Mossad. Holy shit.
Can't wait for the YouTube
So,
video.
so you agree Robert Maxwell
Why
turned
would-
his
how
back on Israel and the Mossad? You agree?
Obviously.
Oh,
That's the
obviously.
Oh, so now you're admitting to that. What the fuck are we talking about then?
Perfect. Okay, so then he
How
started
did he-
working with who?
How did he?
Come
have
on, let's
these
read it
secrets?
again, Sneako. Thank you so much for sending.
How-
I'm so
He started working for the Soviet Union. Thank you.
upset I didn't read this
Okay,
before, and I was doubting
You are
it.
avoiding the most important part.
I'm
Okay,
reading
it's
what
not
you
secret.
asked me to read, and now that I want to talk about it, now you're freaking out and you don't
dumb.
want to talk about it.
Important part.
That's insane. He said, click the
important
link,
email.
read it all, and now that I'm reading exactly what it says, he no longer wants to talk
What it
about
says
that.
is-
Because he doesn't know how to comprehend. He's a typical Shia Muslim. Muslim is fucking retarded.
This
Watch it. I'm
email
talking about it right
proves
now.
that he turned his
Holy
back
fuck.
on the Mossad. He said obviously. Sneako said obviously
Yeah.
that's true. He
Yeah.
turned his back on
Selling
Israel.
secrets.
He turned
How
his
did he get
back
the
on the
secrets?
Mossad.
How did he get the
and
secrets?
then- well, first off,
How did he get the secrets?
great, but he turned
know?
his back on
know.
them. So by the
Huh?
time
Yeah, how
it
did
would
he
have
get-
reached Epstein, how would he be a connection to the Mossad if the Mossad was threatening him because he turned his back on them? How could he give Epstein a connection to the Mossad?
How did he get Mossad secrets to extort them?
Why does it matter? Your whole point is that
Oh my
Epstein
God.
worked for the Mossad because Robert Maxwell. You just proved Robert Maxwell turned his
no,
back
that's
on Mossad.
That was one piece of the a million pieces of
Can
evidence.
you do me a
that
favor?
now
Do you
you're
know
trying
when
to run
Robert
from.
Maxwell
Yeah, the one piece that you fucking pulled up that didn't make no fucking sense and it went against your whole fucking opinion, your whole theory. So what the hell, bro? Try again.
died?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know when Robert Maxwell died?
1991.
Right. So before any of the stuff with Epstein or any of the stuff we're talking about, you
This
just
is just-
said
you're
that
not-
Robert
you're playing dumb
Maxwell,
on purpose.
he
You're
literally
playing dumb on
proved,
purpose.
he literally
Everybody
proved
heard
that
what I
Robert
said.
Maxwell
Everybody
turned his
knows what I
back on
said.
the Mossad. He proved that he turned his back on
Everybody heard what I
Israel.
said.
He proved he had connections to Russia. He proved he had connections to European powers. And his whole point,
Everybody
remember the
knows what I'm
beginning.
saying.
Remember
You're
the
trying to
beginning
run
of the
away from this.
argument.
It's just
The
like-
beginning of
it's
the
just a waste of time,
argument,
bro.
the beginning of the argument
Yeah.
was that Robert
Purposely
Maxwell
misleading.
was a Mossad agent, and because he was a Mossad
You're just a
agent,
bad faith debater.
this
Everybody's
is
seeing this. This is what-
hilarious.
Bad faith debater, bro. He's just recapping everything you said.
Bad faith debater
Thank
looks
you
like
so
the whole
much for
point,
this.
because you like to
This
fixate
is
on one aspect.
incredible. One aspect, I
and he's
read the
gonna
whole
talk over-
email. In fact, I read the parts
Yeah,
you
you-
left
Dude,
out
this
last
pizza-
time.
Uh-huh.
That's insane.
Lalo, I
This is
fucking love
one
you, girl.
piece of evidence of a million pieces of evidence.
A
that
piece of
prove
evidence that
Epstein worked
debunks
for
your whole
Israel.
point. Right, that's true.
No, it doesn't, because he had Mossad secrets. You can only get that many secrets by working with or for Mossad.
And then
Cool.
betrayed the
Second, I
Mossad
wanted
and
to
started
get-
working with Russia. Wow.
And then
I
betrayed
had her,
Mossad
bro.
after obtaining secrets because he worked for them.
You can
That's it.
still obtain
Now,
secrets
instead of
without
doing
that,
working
bad
for
faith
them.
Let's talk about the
Stupid.
bigger point that this is
Oh, you
want
want to go back to
You
Israel
ever heard of
Palestine finally instead
spies?
of this deflection?
You
ever
Still
heard of-
deflection.
Yes,
I want
more,
you to
more,
answer
more.
about
Oh,
Leon
he still
Black.
wants to go on the deflection.
Stupid.
Okay, go ahead. What's your
You
deflection
guys,
now?
my husband's gonna get a reward for this.
Leslie
Just
Wexler
saying.
and Leon Black, okay? They financed him. So you are saying
Oh,
that
still on the
Epstein was just a
deflection.
pedophile having fun at a theme park. You said this before. You keep trying to go on tangents.
Yes, how
Was
dare
this
I
a
read
black
the
belt-
email you asked me to
Answer the
read?
question.
Terrible.
Was
He's
Epstein
shaking.
Island.
He's been shaking.
Was Epstein Island a blackmail operation?
A what? I'm sorry.
Are you retarded? Can you not hear words, or are you just?
His hands are shaking. Look at him when he puts them up.
Let me say it slow for you. Was Epstein a blackmail operation?
Against the United States or just everyone?
In general.
For Israel specifically or just in general?
No.
I'm gonna sleep so
What?
well
I
tonight.
have
So
to,
are you,
I
babe.
have to ask because what happens is I answer yes or no,
Was
and then you end up saying, "Oh, look, he said yes to this."
A blackmail operation.
By
We have no proof of this, sir.
Answer the question.
We have no proof
I
of
have
this.
no idea. I'm not going to answer your extremely vague question. I know you want to get a vague question so you can later say Nick said yes to this. You saw it. Not doing it, dude. Not doing it.
So Epstein's not a blackmail operation. He was just connecting billionaires, politicians, world leaders all over the world, getting them to sleep with underage girls.
Getting them
Filming
to.
them.
Yeah, he
Getting them
forced
to
them.
great
Yeah,
children.
totally. He got them to.
No.
Of course, it's because these guys are
Wait,
pedophiles.
what?
Leave it to the
More
Muslim
semantics.
to say
More
they got tricked
semantics.
into it. Of
Retarded.
course.
More,
Okay.
more semantics.
Just
More
like
semantics.
Muhammad, he just slipped into a
He was,
6-year.
so he was just doing this for fun.
Oh my god,
Is that what you
bro.
believe?
Literally never said that. Never once said that.
So what was this about?
I already told you, power. I already said this. You asked the same question
Power.
like 10 minutes
Okay,
ago.
great,
Answer this already.
Power.
Uh-huh.
Power for who?
For himself. I already answered this. Do you not remember
Power for
when you
himself.
asked this question 10
Okay.
minutes ago?
Power for himself. Okay, so he wanted to get power, but he was financed completely by billionaire Zionists, right? Why would billionaire Zionists fund him if he was just doing this for power?
I think a lot of billionaires absolutely are horrible people, right? Because a lot of people, when they gain so much wealth that they can't spend it fast enough, they end up going towards power, and they see themselves, a lot of the times, they deify themselves, okay? And when you deify yourself, you end up doing a lot of horrible things. Same thing with Diddy. I don't think he was a Mossad operation either. When you deify yourself, you do these kind of things. A lot of billionaires fall into that boat. I don't automatically think
Diddy
billionaires
wasn't
are bad,
financed.
right?
Diddy financed himself. Epstein was financed. He was propped up by rich
That's-
Jewish Zionists.
You're not
That's
really
the
getting the
difference.
point. The
Oh
point is that
my
people
God,
deify themselves.
bro.
They do a lot of these disgusting
He's
things. Like, a
still
lot of people
not
out there don't do these kind of
understanding.
things.
Diddy and
Again,
Epstein,
you're really
it's not
focusing on like
comparable.
you're focusing on
He's
the
still not
wrong part.
understanding,
Just
bro.
pretend I
Because
didn't
you're
say
trying to
Diddy so you
distract.
can stop
He's
deflecting.
got horrible
Just let's just pretend I didn't
comprehension,
say the
bro.
word Diddy.
It's a
Horrible
bigger comparison.
comprehension.
It's a bigger
Oh my
analogy about
God,
power.
Jesus
Diddy was
fucking
doing this
Christ.
Dude,
because
He really
Diddy-
loves
I
to
don't
deflect.
think he ever read a book.
Yeah,
If he
no,
did
I
read a
do.
book,
You
he
said
just
Diddy is comparable
blacked
to Epstein
out
because
while
they like to
reading it.
do these
I
sex
didn't
parties,
say he
right?
was comparable to Epstein, by the way. He's not
The
comparable.
difference. Diddy was not funded by Jewish
This dude is
Zionists.
retarded, bro.
Epstein was.
Great.
Epstein was
I
funded by
literally-
Jewish Zionists.
Diddy is irrelevant to this at all. It had nothing to do
You
with
brought it
talking
up.
about
You brought
right.
it up.
Not to say he was
You brought it up.
comparable to Epstein. I said that when people deify themselves, they do awful things. Did you not hear that part, or are you just like ignoring it? You heard Diddy and you got like all
That's
excited.
why it's not different.
Little
No,
Muhammad
because
Muhammad got excited. He's like, ooh, he's
you worship a pedophile country, and you're shilling for people that
Who
want
Oh, I
worships
guess we're the
Israel?
same. I guess we're the same then.
Who
We both
worships
worship
Israel, bro?
pedophiles. That's crazy.
I only serve God. You worship shekels, and you're covering for pedophiles. It's embarrassing.
Great. So can I get back to
Did
as
he
if I
finance
didn't say?
himself?
Oh, he's still
No,
going.
you can't. No, you can't.
Who said
No, you
we
can't.
worship
Literally
Israel,
never
bro?
Run from
said
this.
Diddy was
Let them run
comparable.
forward.
I
This
never
nigga's
said
retarded.
Diddy.
What the
I
fuck?
Why are
never
you running?
said Diddy was comparable to
Epstein
Epstein. You are
was
making this
funded
up because you
by
don't want to
Leon
get
Black.
debunked. So you're going off of
More
this Diddy
semantics.
thing now.
This is bad faith. Should I skip this guy? Type of one in the chat if I should
Oh,
skip.
he
because
wants
this
to
is-
skip.
this is-
Now you want to skip 2 hours
Yeah,
later.
If you can't answer the question,
He's ready.
he was funded by Leon
Anyway,
Black and
so
Leslie
Look
back
how
Black.
much
to-
he's shaking.
Yes.
Right,
You
okay.
want to run from this question?
Okay.
Look at him run.
I want to
Look at him.
finish
Do you
what I
wanna
was
answer
saying
this
when you started interrupting me. That's what I want to. I
Was
want
he
to just
fi-
finish
he
what I was
financed-
saying.
Was he financed by Leon Black and Leslie Wexler?
God,
Jewish
this is
Zionists?
insane. What's your new
Was he
deflection?
financed by Leon Black and Leslie Wexler? That's not. Can you answer the question? Was he
I
financed
I
by
assume
Jewish
based
Zionists?
off of what you
Was he
said,
funded-
that's true.
was he funded-
Yes.
You assume, or you could look it up and
Well,
find the
I'm
evidence
just gonna
for
assume
yourself.
you're telling the truth. So yes.
So you're not going to look this up for yourself. Also, you can click right
I
here.
just
The photo that
said
you said.
yes.
The photo that you said was Photoshop of him wearing an IDF shirt. That's been confirmed by Telegraph UK. So here he is on a
Did
plane.
he
This
just
is
say
not a Photoshop
Telegraph?
photo.
Oh my fucking god! First off, it wasn't confirmed by Telegraph Genius.
Yo, bro. That's proof right there that he's just pulling from his chat, bro. He's literally just pulling from his chat. He doesn't even fact check it or nothing. This dude is so fucking stupid. It's so embarrassing, bro. Like I'm getting secondhand embarrassment from this man because he claims to be a conservative. Brother, you stupid as hell, son. I don't even like, bro. We don't claim you, bro. I don't think you a conservative at all, bro. You just stupid as hell.
Yes, Telegraph was the first one to release it based off of the
One of the
Butler.
news sources.
It was
It's one of the news sources.
Oh my God!
Again,
No, it's not.
This
you
nigga's
love
an
semantics.
No, it's
embarrassment,
not.
See,
You're so dumb. Telegraph was the first one to
you don't
release
know.
it. Telegraph was
You
the
don't
first
know that-
one to release it. Genius! Holy
Okay,
shit!
so more
Whoever's texting you this information, you need to tell.
You need to tell him stop, please, bro. Just stop. Like they fucking making you. They make you look more and more retarded, bro.
Tell them they're fired.
Tell
them they're fired. Telegraph's the one that released it for the first time. Oh my God, that's embarrassing. Holy shit. Anyways, back to what I was
this is
saying.
how these people win. This is how they.
I just want to finish.
He just debunked you, you fucking retard. What the fuck you talking about? This is how these guys what? Debunk your bullshit?
Finish
Holy.
what I was saying. You're the one that deflected to
instead of-
Epstein in the
instead
first
of
place.
answering very clear things.
Oh my God.
Epstein was funded by Jewish billionaires. Look it up for yourself. It's all over. The DOJ was funded by Leslie Wexner as a Jewish
Anyways,
scientist.
guys, just so you know,
If
this
was
is the
just-
Telegraph group he's talking about, the UK site. This was the
If
first
this
one
was
to
just for
post
power-
it. Just FYI.
Just straight deceiving and lying.
Bro, I'm
and
the one.
He's showing the receipts. If he was the one deceiving and lying, he wouldn't be showing the receipts, brother.
That allowed you to
and no
deflect
bet-
to
no
Epstein.
real-
And now that I'm trying to
allowed me
answer,
deflect. This is a conversation.
It
Israel
wasn't.
would not have the power it is today without Epstein.
it
You would not be
really,
holding that
again,
flag up if
this
not
video
for
will be
that.
released and it'll show the
There is no
prime.
Israel.
All right.
Yeah, you're
Cool.
gonna try to edit it up too, huh? Yeah, release it just like.
He did not edit this whole video up, bro. Because trust me, I would have been able to tell if something was clipped or something was cut up. You could easily tell these things, bro. This video was a straight up live stream, brother. Nothing was cut out this shit.
Like this too. Don't do
I have
anything, like,
no
don't be a
fucking
coward.
problem.
Les Wexner.
No problem
Don't put
whatsoever.
it like
I
this.
promise you,
Don't
the
do
whole
any
thing will
editing.
be on
Show
Epstein.
it
The
like this.
whole thing.
Show it
Whole
like
thing
this.
will be up
And
there.
YouTube comments.
Mhm.
Right now. Right, if you're seeing this part of the debate, you see how he's running away from the fact that Leslie Wexner, a Jewish Zionist, funded
I
him.
literally
He
said-
He literally said yes. He said yes.
here in
Yes.
this conversation, he said two things that you need to remember from this conversation. He does not think that Epstein worked for Israel, and he does not think that Epstein Island was a blackmail
He. Alright, whatever, bro. This is just brain rot.
operation. This is who
Literally
you're listening
didn't
to.
say any of
This is somebody covering up for the most evil island that the world has ever seen. Left, right, he's going
He's
to try to say it's a
shaking.
liberal
Look at his
tactic,
hand.
whatever.
Do this.
Nobody,
Look at his hand.
Nobody can defend this. Nobody can defend this. This is who is pushing these lies. These types of people running cover for Epstein.
Maybe take it back
The
to
victims have
Muhammad.
not been vindicated yet. They've been lying about them. They've been covering it up. They haven't released the files, and now we're at war with Iran. The people are covering up these
The
files.
Quran.
They brought us into war with Iran for Israel, which would not exist without the pedophile
As
blackmail.
for those
that this
among
guy's
your
doing.
women who have a bad he skipped.
He already knew what was coming. His fucking loser ass, bro. Your fucking low IQ brain and low IQ religion, bro. You fucking stupid as hell. Bro, Sneako is stupid. I ain't gonna lie, gang. That proved it right there, bro. I'm fucking with Nick. I'm gonna definitely watch more of his debates, man. That shit was fire. But anyways, bro. I'm going holla. I don't know why I'm putting it that way.